What is this foolishness?
How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour?
The kind of clean you like best.
Lost 3 of my teeth, too. All right, so you lost. Next time you win.
Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating.
It's awesome delay. Folks at home, how you doing tonight? Welcome to a brand new edition of Ike Live. And you know what? This is a little different here because this is a Friday night episode of Ike Live. We've got a very, very special show for you tonight. 2 of the biggest guests we've had on Ike Live in a good, quite a good while. We've got Kevin VanDam and Cody Meyer joining us tonight. Can't wait to talk to both of them. Both superstars in their own right. Superstars. We got a great little crew here in studio tonight. Sitting to my right, you know him by many names, including Stormtrooper, Worf, Fathead, but we know him as Lovable Dave, our friend, Dave Brodzik. Dave, how you doing?
Excellent. Great time to be here Friday night. I can't wait, dude.
It's good, right?
No work.
No work, right. So what are you ever called in on Saturday? Is there a chance that you would get an emergency call tomorrow and be hungover coming into work or no?
There's enough dudes around the block lined up for double time.
Gotcha.
I would never see that even if I wanted to.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
It does feel, Brian commented, it does feel a little different. It feels nice a Friday night show, right?
I like it, man.
Yeah, a little different. There's no responsibilities to wake up to tomorrow.
Nah.
And it's nice. It's freeing. It's very freeing. Very freeing.
Speaking of which.
Yes. Oh, yeah, very freeing. Also in studio tonight, handling the IMs, and please, we want to hear from you all night.
All night.
We've got Rich, a.k.a. Riz, a.k.a. Rizzo. Rich, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, Mike. I'm excited for a Friday night show. It has a little different feel, different vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty much the perfect weekend. Going to do an Ike Live tonight.
Yes.
Fish a tournament tomorrow.
Yes.
Go to your party tomorrow night.
Yes.
And then fish again Sunday.
Yes. And
Come on, let's fish.
Yeah, and
fish
we
on
will talk.
Sunday?
We will talk a little bit about that later in the show, dude. You're hardcore.
Yeah.
You're hardcore. I want to mention everybody. Ike Live has a tendency to make people famous. Of course, Brian the Carpenter signing autographs at the Classic. Still can't get over that. But now we're getting ready to make our very own Rich famous. He's going to be on Bass Talk Live very soon, talking about his recent success.
Oh, really?
Look, he doesn't even know yet. Very excited. Rich, you're going to be famous after that interview. Going places in this business, man. I'm telling you. Pushing buttons, making plays. Honestly, the backbone of the show. It's why it's still going on, because we all wanted to bail like 30 times if it wasn't for this guy.
Oh, nobody wanted to quit more than me.
Including you.
Yeah,
Including
I
you.
quit almost every show.
Right,
Except
exactly.
Tonight.
Except tonight.
Tonight I'm feeling good.
Brian the Carpenter. How you doing, Brian?
I'm good, man. I'm excited. It's Friday night. Like Rich said, we're going to get hammered tonight and then go fish tomorrow. So.
Good. I like it. All right.
Let's go.
I do want you to, I notice, we always, a lot of us rep our good friend Ed Bassmaster's apparel.
Oh.
He's a funny dude, and he's a good dude, but you're repping it tonight. For those of you that don't know, Brian Carpenter, let him see your T-shirt, too, if you can get a little view there. For those of you who don't know, you've seen Brian in this apparel, a lot of Ed stuff recently. Ed Bassmaster, one of the funniest guys in the world.
Yeah, I love Ed.
Yeah, go if you're under a rock somewhere and you don't know who Ed Bassmaster is, search him on YouTube. He's funny. He's a funny dude. And he can fish.
And get out of your rock.
Too. Yes. This show is brought to you by a lot of amazing companies that make it happen, because it takes a lot to run a show like this.
Yeah.
Of course, our presenting sponsor, Mystery Tackle Box, like Christmas doorstep every month. We're going to be doing an unboxing in the 3rd segment tonight. We're so lucky to have 2 alcohol sponsors in the show, Dave.
Breeze.
And here's what we're also lucky. We're going to be talking sponsors later in the show, and this is not a stretch for us, because we love beer, we love whiskey. We've got 2 of the best in the business. Want to thank Founders and Tin Cup for supporting the show. We also got Flambeau, maker of great tackle storage systems. Hobie Kayaks, the Cadillac of kayaks. Bash University, hopefully Pete will join us later. Pete Tite, he's a little late tonight. Pete late. TH Marine, the maker of great marine products, whether you have a Crawdad or a Biggie Small Yacht. By the way, TH Marine, 30% off right now, G-Force products.
Yes.
All the way through the middle of the month. Dr. Squatch, makers of not only soap, Dave, but we've said this in recent shows, shampoo, toothpaste,
Brush your teeth.
candles. They make some great men's products.
Good luck, Rich.
Yeah, check out Dr. Squatch. They're awesome. Tackle Warehouse. Everybody I know shops at Tackle Warehouse. Last but not least, Torpedo Motors. If you're in a situation, of course, I know everyone watching you've seen the footage of the Ike Live boat build. You've seen Vegas's kayak, 9.4 miles an hour.
Not kayak, crawdad.
Crawdad. I'm sorry, Crawdad.
Holy smokes.
9.4 miles an hour. If you need a trolling motor to push your boat, electric-only places or whatever, check out Torpedo. It's an awesome product.
It's like 3 times like the idle speed in a bass boat.
It's unbelievable.
I hit
It's
6.4 the
crazy.
other day by myself.
6.4.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that's in a what, a PF
16, yeah.
PF 16.
With a
That's
lot
a
of
nice
Wow.
size John boat
That's
with a
big,
ton of weight
heavy-ass
on it.
boat, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
with 5 batteries in it.
It's amazing. Those things are
And
unbelievable.
he probably doesn't even know about the 30 gallons of water that's sitting in the bottom of it that he never drank.
30 gallons of water.
My shit's tight, bro.
50-pound welds all over the place. Let me.
like a Bic lighter and a
What's this shit?
Bic lighter.
We're starting this shit already.
solder.
Bic lighter. Bic lighter and some lead. Solder that stuff. Listen to me. If you're watching over on Facebook, we've got each show we do the same contest, and it's unbelievable. It's actually world famous at this point. If you're watching over on Facebook, all you have to do, listen to me, it's so simple. All you have to do is like and share the feed. Like and share the feed, and you will be entered into a contest to win the world famous Ike Live gift bag. It's loaded with all those sponsored products we just mentioned. Weighs in the 20s. I'm not going to put an exact weight on it, but Dave, I'm going to say 20 light, 22, 21, 21, 3/4.
I mean, the tin cup bottle's probably 10 pounds.
Right. The tin cup bottle alone is 10 pounds. So please like and share the feed if you're watching over on Facebook. Also, I'll mention again, we want to hear from you tonight. We're going to have the IMs open all night. I know they're coming through already, and we don't have a guest on yet, but Riz is going to be handling those IMs. And here's something to look forward to. Listen to me. Brian the Carpenter, back me up on this. In the third segment, we're going to do something we never did before.
Something wild and
Yes,
crazy.
hang with us. Hang with us through Kevin and Cody. In the third segment, we're actually going to be taking live Zoom guests. We're going to be patching them through to the show.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, Rich, what do you got on that?
We're basically just going to freestyle this, guys. You know, we love everybody's interaction and everybody that joins us on the show via message board. So come the third segment, guys, whoever's the most active at that point,
acting
we
up.
might just bring you in. And, so right now we actually have an early leader, and that early leader is Greg DePalma's Sunken Mercury says, Jesus, tell Dave the flood is coming.
Oh, wow. Wow. That might be a winner right there. Put an asterisk next to that name.
Come on, that's no winner on that.
Well, just put it. I'm not saying pick a winner. I'm saying put an asterisk.
GDP Sunken Mercury. Just when you come on the show, be ready.
Be ready.
You're already poking the
Be ready.
dragon.
We're going to be throwing.
I'm going to talk about your mama.
I'm excited to get the show started. Before we do, Brian the Carpenter, we want to thank our military men and women, veterans and active. Thank you guys for what you do. It's a crazy world. Also, shout out to the policemen, firemen, EMT, doctors out there. Thank you for your service, guys. Crazy, crazy world. I'm ready to get this show started, man. I'm only like 2 beers in, and I'm ready to get this show started.
Yes.
We are being joined by a guest here in just a couple minutes, many times on the Ike Live Show. Many, many times.
Yes.
On the Ike Live Show. And every time he comes on, it's a blast for us. We have a great time with this guy. Dave, I'd got to argue the best fisherman in the world. One of the
Is
best.
it an argument?
It isn't an argument. No, he's the best fisherman in the world.
Not for me, it's an argument.
And here's the bottom line. He's a really, really good guy. Joining us here on Ike Live, we're going to catch up with our good friend Kevin VanDam, everybody. Yes. Kevin. Hi. Hi. Brian, are you messing up again? Come on, Brian.
Damn it.
What are you doing? You had a perfect track record up until this point.
Oh, I don't know. I got his volume. Kev, your volume on?
Yeah, man, I think so.
There he is.
I he did that on purpose.
Okay.
He was miming.
He was clowning you. Yep, he was miming.
Yeah. Kevin, if you did that on purpose, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any opportunity to make fun of Brian, we appreciate, man.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Everybody does.
First off, Kevin, how's things going? Where you at? What you been up to? What's going on?
Man, it's as you know, it's been the most crazy year in the 30 years that I've been fishing professionally, for sure. A lot of changes, a lot of things happening up and down. But man, I've been busier than ever. I mean, I think everybody's, you know, the fishing industry and the outdoors has been a big benefactor for all this COVID. I mean, I think people realized early on that, man, you can't take your family for granted. You can't take the things that you love to do for granted. Yeah. And they're doing it. So it's been something. I mean, we went from early in this thing to they were taking our rights away to even go on the water in a boat in Michigan, which is it's crazy. To now there's more people fishing than I've ever seen. I mean, and it's not like just people going out and bluegill fishing from the bank. I mean, so many people are avid fishermen right off the gate now and going next level. And I think the intimidation factor is not there anymore because people have, I mean, if you got one of these, you can go and Google a YouTube video on how to tie a knot, to, you know, how to get started. And people are doing it. So they didn't just jump in, but they jumped in a huge way. I mean, you can't find a kayak, a bicycle, a bass boat or anything. You know, my brother's a dealer up here and it's been an unbelievable year. So, you know, definitely the fishing industry has been a benefactor of all this. I don't wish, you know, anything on anybody and it's been tough, but yeah, I love to see all the enthusiasm and all the people getting into fishing that have never experienced it before. Yeah, for sure. We've mentioned it a few shows now. The silver lining of this, right? It's not, you know, nobody's saying this is a good thing, but the silver lining in our sport is participation. You know, same thing here in Jersey, Kevin. You can't go past the lake and not see people fishing, and it's from people in the riprap. You know what I mean? Lining the riprap. To canoes, kayaks, full-size bass boats. It's unbelievable. So that's got to be a silver lining. I want to jump back and say, echo something you said, which is some of us in the sport on the pro angler side have been busier than ever. And then other guys, a lot of us also have been, you know, man, we don't have tournaments. What do I do? I've never been this bored. What's the difference there? If we've got guys watching, some of our guys that are watching saying, man, I want to be busy. Why are you busy? Why am I busy? And why are some of our guys not busy? Well, I think it's, you know, a lot of guys took the initiative to, you know, just to want to keep yourself relevant and to be out there. You know, I know early in this thing, I mean, we were doing, you know, social media live shows once a week, you know, just trying to keep positive and get people out there. You know, I think the demands from it was early on, it was tough from a lot of the sponsors. Yeah. And, you know, we had a lot of extra asks and that, I mean, the one thing, you know, that I have is a pretty good social platform. You as well. And, you know, I mean, it's just one of those things that we all want to help. We all want to try to get through this. We want to, you know, we want the industry to be happy and we want everybody to be successful and to thrive. And so we want to promote fishing, and that's the thing. And some guys are just, they're maybe not sure exactly how to do that. Yeah. I think a lot of people have spent more time fishing than they ever have, but I've been doing a lot of different filming and just extra things. Yeah. I've got a lot of content in the can, you know, to put out there, and it's just I like teaching people. I know you do too. Oh yeah. there's nothing more gratifying to me than when you get a message from somebody, or you hear, man, I saw the video that you did, or I watched the show that you did, and I went out there and tried that technique, or I tried something new and I caught the biggest fish, or I caught the most fish, or took my dad fishing and he caught his first smallmouth ever. That's super gratifying when you hear that.
Yeah.
And that's real common these days. There's a lot of new people that have got into it that never had before, and they didn't just come in as a casual angler. They came in, got the right equipment, got educated, you watch a lot of videos, or went to the store and talked to people, and they're out there just like every chance they get. And that's what I'm seeing up here in Michigan is like, I mean, it's just been busier than ever. The lakes have been, not just fishing, but boating in general and the outdoors. And I think it's hunting season. We're going to see the same thing there.
Yeah.
It's just people have taken, we all get so busy with just the normal rat race that it's hard to remember exactly, where you came from. And a lot of people are kind of getting back to their roots.
Yeah, I'd agree. And you mentioned filming and teaching. We're as well very passionate about that. And I know I didn't get to come up, but I know you guys had a great shoot with Bass University, and you got to visit with Pete Glusick and Jeff Olson up there to do a little filming. And I got some sneak peeks at some of the footage. It's really, 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 really good stuff. Let me ask you this. I'm just going to put you on the spot on this one.
We had a good time. We talked about it and kind of planned this thing quite a bit in advance. And, I love the classroom. You and I go way back with Bass University.
Yeah.
And doing that. And I think it's awesome, but I think seeing it and being able to show it on the water is key.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I was really hopeful to do. And so we had a pretty good few days. It's challenging with everything travel wise and that, but we hit a weather window, and I think we got 4 really strong segments out of it. And getting to do the things that I like to do, and that's everybody does things different. You can talk to 7 guys about how they fish an eco rig, and they're all going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it's definitely that way for me. So, we had a great time. I kind of put my spin on, the techniques, some of the finesse techniques.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. And really, like I said, I was privy to some of the topics, and you gave away some goods. And a lot of our guys are so tight-lipped, right? Is that something that's changed as your career, advanced? Like when you were first at Bass and early in your career, were you tight-lipped like a lot of these guys and didn't want to give away the secrets?
Well, we didn't have to.
I'm hearing stuff from you that I never even knew about. I never knew about some of this shit, like that heavy swim bait deal. I didn't know about that. This is really good stuff. Is it hard to give that up, or is it not that hard?
You know what? Today with the live, you can't hide anything anymore.
Right.
If you know as well as I do, if you're out there and you're fishing a bait that's not a sponsor bait, people are going to see it. I can tell, you tell. And
I thought that's called a prototype, Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we see that all the time. But,
I didn't even know. I thought that was the bait company prototype. I didn't even know.
I feel fortunate. I work with Strike King, and they have a really, really complete line, and we're always working on more things. And you can't ever use always everything that they make here. There's going to be times, but for the most part, I pretty much fish, their stuff. In some of that, they don't make 3/4 ounce, light wire swim bait heads. So we make them up to 1/2 ounce, but we just don't make those real heavy ones.
Yeah.
So, I've got guys, we're always working on new stuff too, I like teaching people how to do it. And I just can't fish slow. That. I'm fishing slow, I'm doing it still fast.
Right.
And that's really what I kind of showed is like, hey, you don't have to. And listen, if you know right where they're sitting, there's nothing better than a super light Ned rig or a real lightweight wacky worm or whatever. But you better know they're sitting there to be able to do that. And up here in the north, especially on the Great Lakes, in a lot of these bigger bodies of water, all through the northern tier, you got to cover water to find them. I mean, they're aggressive when you get around them. They're going to show themselves. So you can use a finesse technique, but do it in a fast-paced action, way to get them to show. And because you can always slow down, but you can't cover more water if you're fishing too slow.
Right. Well, my style, honestly, I probably told you this before, drunk somewhere, but I very much emulated your fishing. I was sort of coming up as you were making it in the sport, and you definitely affected my style of fishing, and that's the way that I like to fish too. It's hard for me to slow down, for sure.
Yeah. The one thing that I've noticed about you, especially though, Mike, is in the last few years, you have made a really big shift to a lot of the different finesse techniques. I know you've been to Japan a couple times, and you've seen some of these, the Tokyo rig and Nico rigging in the very beginning, and Ned rigging and that. And not that you do it slow, but this day and age with the electronics as good as they are, and the anglers and the mapping is so good, you've got to maximize every bite off of a spot because somebody else is going to be fishing it. And so you have to finesse fish. I mean, that's the thing that I learned in recent years is you can't just go out and throw a 6XD all day long and expect to win. You got to follow it up with some other baits to make sure that you catch everyone out of that school.
I'd agree. I'd agree with that. Are those days over, Kevin? Because when you look back at that, I like to call it the heyday of bass fishing. It's like the 80s and 90s to me were the heyday of bass fishing. When you look at those guys like a Denny Brower with the jig, with a David Fritz with a crankbait, where they dominated. There was a period of time where they dominated. Here in the the 2000s, 2020 here, are those days over? Can a guy live by one bait now, or do you have to be versatile?
Most of the lakes we go to on the schedule, you can't, and it's not, I mean, we don't go to a place like Table Rock that often where you can run the lake and run a pattern and fish all day with a swim bait or fish all day with a jerk bait and just run more spots. You have to maximize the fish off of those particular areas. So that part has changed somewhat. I think that you can still be a specialist. So, and do really, really well. You got to fish your strengths. You got to fish, what you've got confidence in. Yeah. But when you see that spot that has got potential, you've got to follow it up with those other baits as well. Yeah. So it's, I changed definitely, in the last 5 or 6 years, and it's, the format makes a difference too. The Bass Pro Tour where, everything now over 2 pounds counts. And last year when it was 1 pound, you had to, and right. I didn't care for that. I really, I can catch them. I think as we fished Major League fishing, both of us since day one,
from the beginning.
And I love the format. It's super, intense. You're never out of it and you're never safe, but I like the idea. I really like the idea when we went to the 2 pound minimum this year. It really, it made guys fish for bigger fish. It allowed you to slow down a little bit. Yeah. I can tell you this, and I fished every format, every scenario, points, pounds, every system, E50s to, BP top 100s to the Elite Series to FLWs to the, Major League Fishing and the Bass Pro Tour. There's nothing more intense than that score tracker. It'll eat you alive, and it gets in your head, and it makes you change and do things that you shouldn't. And it makes for great, viewing. So,
I'd agree. And people love it too. Yeah, Dave.
I think so. I mean, listen, the 5-fish format, we both cut our teeth on it, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think there's a lot of guys that are really exceptionally good at that format. I mean, going out and just mentally fishing for 7 bites and knowing that, they're going to get that. And I've lived it too. You know, you just have to adapt to whatever format. There's no right or wrong, but
right.
You better understand the format, especially when you get out there in the Bass Pro Tour against the level of competition that's there now. And, you know, I had a good year this year, but, you know, it just always one or, you know, a couple of those tournaments where you're just 1 or 2 bites away, you know, from making that championship round or whatever, where you give yourself an opportunity. And
yeah, I was like 20 bites away in most of the tournaments this year. I don't know how I got that far back, but I didn't have a very good year. I want to
last year. It's tough, man.
It is tough. I want to just add on something with versatility, which is, and we had Randy Blockett on the last show, Kevin. It was awesome to hear from Randy, you know, because Randy was another one of those guys in for me as a kid who did a lot of stuff that I liked, you know, just cutting edge stuff, was, you know, doing stuff that was different than most guys at the time. And we asked him about the same topic, and he literally said, I don't know if I can quote him exactly, Brian the Carpenter, but he said, technology's the devil. He pretty much said that, right? So, you know, along with this versatility, we've got like this change in technology, right? We've got guys using down imaging, side imaging, live this, live scope, spot lock, you know, hydrowave, like all this amazing technology. And some guys don't like it. Some guys are like, man, this is ruining the sport. What's your take on technology?
Well, I'm never going to apologize for doing things. I'm a promoter. You're a promoter. And, you know, I've worked really close with Humminbird, you know, to help develop side imaging and their mapping and you know, the 360. And now I have not used the Panoptics, but obviously guys they've figured it out. And you don't see a tournament anymore where somebody isn't credited forward-facing sonar. I'm going to tell you, it's unbelievable. It made a huge difference for me this year, having the Mega 360.
Yeah.
You know, every company's going to have it. You can fight it if you want, but in the end, you know, we are on the forefront of helping the average angler or, you know, the club guy or whatever have a better outing out there. And I'm never going to apologize for working harder to make somebody's experience on the water a little bit better.
Right.
We're not, you know, we're not electroshocking them. It doesn't mean just
not yet.
It doesn't mean you still got to make them bite. They move, the things change. And technology's always been a part of our sport.
Yeah.
And you have to embrace it. So it's disappointing. I was disappointed to see Blockett's take on it. And I get it, because I was back in the day when we had to triangulate. We didn't have, you know, I lived it from.
I remember. I remember it too.
I've done a whole series of blogs for Major League Fishing on it, and the final one is just about to come out. But man, I can tell you, there's nothing that's more exciting to me than when you know a new angler to the sport goes out and you can buy really good electronics now for $500 with mapping and side imaging and things like that, and they can go out and be successful in a short amount. It cuts that learning curve down. We make lifelong fishermen a lot faster and a lot easier by that. And it's not just electronics, man. All of our line, our rods, our reels, our boats, you know, it's every aspect of it. Our lures are so much better designed, and they're so much more efficient. And it's a little concerning, the amount of pressure that's being put on the waters, because that's the one thing that we are limited to, is they're not making more lakes, and they're not making more rivers. And, you know, conservation, and that is a huge thing going forward. And listen, we are all great stewards of the sport. We can legally go out every day and kill 5, you know, in most states. But, you know, we all go to great lengths. Every tournament organization does to take care of the fish and that. But that's the one thing that we've got all these new people people excited about fishing. I mean, you know as well as anybody that just the growth in kayak fishing it's mind-boggling. There's all these. I see it up here. There's a lot of tournaments and things like that, and we're just getting people involved. And whether you want to fish from the bank or from a kayak or, you know, a $70,000 bass boat, they're all people that are, you know, enjoying what we love to do and have a passion for it. Yeah. And that's what I love, man. I love seeing people getting out there and doing it, and I love hearing about it.
Kevin, I got a question, fanboy question. So Mike made it clear like what his favorite era of professional fishing was. I'm curious, what window is it for you? What was like your favorite era in this sport?
I think the most important era was when ESPN bought Bass.
I agree.
And came
like
in.
04, 03 for me.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
They invested so much into it and made it mainstream. And, that was a time frame when, I reaped a lot of the benefits of that. I mean, I was doing well. I mean, and it brought it to the mainstream sports fan. So there's nobody in the country now that watches a stick and ball sport that doesn't know what bass fishing is, because they've seen it. It's on all these different networks and that. So to me, the greatest era for the growth of our sport was that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Dave. That was an important time. A lot of visibility that the sport never got.
My favorite in terms of nostalgia. I don't think anything can replace the mid '80s with Bob Cobb and the Bassmasters.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
come out on TNN.
Yeah. I don't know. How'd the theme song go? I don't remember. Was it? I can't remember, but it was a great theme song they had. And it was, I remember like Larry, Nick, they would always show, do you remember that one turn?
That pistol grip and that 10
Oh, yeah. Kevin's shaking his head. He remembers too. It was mega. It was
absolutely.
Yeah, it was the Mega Bucks event. I think it was down on Harris Chain or somewhere in Florida. Dude, as a kid, when I would watch that, every time I would see it, I'd just crumple up. I'd crumple up right in front of the TV.
What happened to the pistol grip? Like, it still has a place.
Bob was on the cutting edge.
We got a couple up here in the studio, Dave.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that's their place.
He's still great, but I've gone back and looked at a lot of those old shows, and gosh dang, compared to what the footage is now, it wasn't very good. But at the time, it was the best we had. You remember Dusty Pine winning at Thousand Islands?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I fished that tournament, dude. That was unbelievable footage, for what it is. But now,
Dusty Pine?
Yeah, Dusty Pine. That was his real name too.
That's a good damn
Dusty
name.
Pine.
Yeah, it sounds like a Christmas tree.
It sounds like a stripper.
Yeah, you're right, dude. That's right.
I don't know.
Dusty Pine, stripper.
But no,
male stripper.
Maybe a male stripper.
No, it's a chick.
Yeah,
it's a chick.
It's a chick.
Yeah.
How's Dusty Pine a
That
chick?
would be Dusty Box.
No.
It doesn't sound very appealing.
Sounds very masculine, Dusty Pine. Let me remind everybody watching, if you've got a question or comment for Kevin, please hit up Riz on the IMs. We've got something that are coming through. Yeah, Brian, what do you got?
Well, I think Randy's quote was more to the effect of not necessarily the devil, but
okay. Did I misquote him?
Well, maybe slightly.
Yeah.
Electronics took the magic out of the sport.
Right. Maybe that's a better way of looking at it.
And to Kevin's remark about a $500 unit and going out and competing, not against a dude with $3,000 on the front deck or $10,000 on the front deck. I'm just saying, Kev.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. But I want to keep the technology thing going and talk about. We saw something very, very interesting happen here, Kevin, in the last couple months with guys that felt like without technology, right? Without certain technologies like a live scope, that they couldn't compete, right? They felt like they were, they had to have that technology to compete. And in any sport, if you look at NASCAR, right? If you look at golf with clubs, with tennis, you got to have the latest to compete with the other athletes. So we had a lot of guys use off-brand stuff. And in my mind, and again, it wasn't me and it wasn't you, right? But we had a lot of our guys do it, and they did the right thing, which was they felt like they needed the technology. They put it on the boat. They covered it up. They literally put black tape over it. They painted over it. And we had a mass firing of our guys on every side from, the different manufacturers. Is that right? Is that when I started hearing about some of it, I had mixed emotions because I could jump in their shoes and say, you're jumping ship on me, and I could also jump in the angler's shoes and say, look, I need to compete. I need this product. I did everything right by not showing the brand. I didn't talk about it. Is it right? What happened? Should that have happened?
Yeah, I didn't really realize what was happening until kind of after the fact, that some guys were doing that. I mean, I just wouldn't even dream of doing it from that standpoint. I personally, but I get it. I knew. So Mark Rose came to me at the beginning of the year and he said, man, I really, I'm looking, to talk to somebody at Humminbird. He said, I don't have an electronic sponsor and I want to just use a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So he bought and he put all three on his boat. I know Jacob Wheeler did the same thing. They started that way. They didn't have any ties to anybody, but if you're promoting for one company and I don't know, it's you gotta, I understand both sides.
Right.
Nobody told him about the prototype.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, it's too easy. You can see, see the transducer. I know there was some guys from all brands, that felt like they had to have the other on there. And it is what it is. The bottom line is if you don't, if sponsors these days want exclusivity,
right,
and they're paying for it, you know? So I'm pretty sure if you look at everybody's agreements, I know what my contracts are.
Yeah.
It's pretty black and white. If you were going to do that, you're asking to be axed. There's just not about it.
Yeah, but you're KVD. You probably could kill a bunny on contract. Like right on live TV, dude.
On live TV.
You know what I mean? Like your contract.
I don't know. But I can tell you that we definitely are in a like an arms race right now, electronics wise.
Riz would have to stand with butt cheeks clenched, no feet no further than 6 inches apart.
Right. Yeah. Riz is in a different league over here. Yeah. Now, so that scenario, I totally agree with you, Kevin. I agree 100%. Right. If you've got a contract signed, you shouldn't be doing it. As much as it hurts or can hurt, you gotta abide by your contractual obligations. But the other thing I want to bring up, and I want to echo what we talked about in the beginning, which was there's no better time than now in our sport for participation, right? This is a proven thing, Dave. Absolutely. This isn't hypothetical.
You don't think 2005 was
a
better time?
No, hold on. I'm saying number of people fishing. Hear me out on this, right?
Listen.
There's no better time. There's more people fishing. There's more license sales. People are consuming content to learn how to fish, to get better. Okay. It's a great time for fishing. They're selling boats like they've never sold. They're selling tackle, rods, reels. I know, right? We've got a great relationship with, Tackle Warehouse and the companies we work with. We know what's selling, right? Why has this year been in turmoil with sponsors dropping guys, with sponsors not paying, we even internally here, Kevin, we've had a scenario like that. Yeah. How is that possible? What is going on here?
Good question.
You're exactly right. It's frustrating to me as well, because I think early on to this thing, everybody put the brakes on and they're like, nobody knew what was going to happen. So they just cut orders and cut supply chain, and, they weren't manufacturing stuff and didn't know. But it's funny because early in this thing, I was in that battle for access up here, being able to use our boats.
Yeah.
And Johnny Morris is a huge activist and conservationist. And he, Zona and I were really fighting to try to, it was ridiculous that you can live on a lake and not be able to take your boat out in the water by yourself.
That's
or anything.
Insane. That's insane.
So we really fought that battle. And I told Johnny early in this thing, I said, I'm going to tell you that the only safe place to be is the outdoors with this coronavirus. Yes. And people are going to, this is going to be big.
Yeah.
And we all believed it, but until it started to happen, it didn't. So companies really dug deep. They looked at everything they were doing. I know, Bass Pro Shops was exactly there. They were trying to figure out ways to make sure they could save. When you got that many stores and you're going to be closed for, months, that's the mortgages and the bills still keep coming in.
Yeah.
That's a huge expense. So, they had to do things to try to save the ship.
I get that. I get that. The thing that I have a problem with, and again, I'm speaking from personal experience here. You know, the thing that I have a problem with is our obligations didn't change, right? Like your obligations for what you do, and you have to reach people, and you have to hit people, and you have to sell. You in fact upped your obligations as we did.
Yep.
So how can they stop paying guys? How can they let guys go when they're over delivering?
I think a lot of companies used it as a crutch to be able to kind of restructure, and it was an easy out.
Right.
It was an
easy out.
Easy out. So you're saying
I got it too, man. I got the same thing.
Right.
We all did, and truly, over my career, it's been we've had the 2008, the economic downturn. That was a lot worse for the economy, for the boating industry, for the fishing industry. Now things are better, but there's still the uncertainty with the election this year and what it's going to go forward. But I don't know. I just try to be positive, and I just work hard. And I watch what people are doing. Yeah. You're working your tail off. You're putting content out. You're doing it.
That's all you can do.
What I'm trying to do too. And just try to. You have to prove your value every single day.
That's all you can do. Now,
you do.
Yeah.
Good
so,
point.
By the way,
said it. You got to prove your value.
You got to prove
every
your
single day.
By the way, everybody watching, Miss Rebecca came up here just a few minutes ago and joined us. Beck, do you agree with Kevin? I do.
No, I fully agree.
They're using COVID as a crutch. Some of these companies.
COVID is totally a crutch. And here's the part that kind of really rubs me wrong.
Right.
Contractually.
Yep.
We did everything we were supposed to do. Kevin did
and above and
beyond.
In fact,
Anglers did everything.
Yeah.
Now, listen, if Kevin kind of gets screwed by a sponsor, we kind of get screwed by a sponsor. Let's be honest. We're gonna make it.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut back. We're gonna be tight, but we're gonna make it.
Yeah. As long as we have beer, we're in good shape.
Right. Tin cup whiskey.
As long as we have whiskey and beer, we're good.
Makes the world good.
Yeah.
What about those guys?
Right.
That quarterly check.
Yep.
Pays their mortgage. They don't have that cushion.
It hurts.
Those are the guys.
It hurts bad. Yeah.
And
there's a lot of those in the professional ranks. Unfortunately, there are a lot of those guys. Yeah. That hurts.
When things go south, the first thing that gets cut is marketing budgets, and we're at the top of the list. Pro anglers are, and it's never been any different than that. I mean, I've seen it since day one. Guys are sleeping in their trucks, and guys were starving to death early in my career, and the stakes are just so much higher now. The cost of entry is a lot higher. Participation, you can't get into this deal. I mean, it's a $200,000 commitment, boat, truck, entries, all that stuff to sign up for a year at the top level, whatever league you're in.
Yeah.
And so that's a big lick. And a lot of these guys,
Yeah.
You've got to be a smart businessman.
Yeah.
Now, here's something I threw out the other day. We've made the stakes that much higher for everybody out here. Next year, you have more guys that are in, I hate to use the word desperate, but it's a more desperate situation
it is going
to survive.
It is.
Are we at risk of more people trying to cheat? Trying to make things happen.
Yeah.
I'm
devil's
advocate. I'm throwing out there.
You're talking like handkerchief over the camera type stuff.
Yes, Dave.
Handkerchief?
Hey,
I'm just
don't
throwing
have a
that out
handkerchief?
there.
No.
You put a handkerchief over the camera.
I never heard of that technique. No, I think anytime there's money involved, you have to think about that. And maybe you're right. Maybe more people will be thinking about that with desperate times. I don't know. We're not. Mostly we're not homeless, right?
Kevin,
we're not living under bridges.
Hey, Kevin, you got Johnny Morris's ear. You need to tell him that a member of the Ike Live crew stood up for his security force at the Atlantic City Bass Pro Shops.
Yes.
Yours truly had to grab some scraggly Antifa-type homeless guy in there carrying on and chuck him out.
You
the store.
did?
Yeah, I had to handle
Wow, good job, Dave.
Where was this?
A couple months ago.
Really? Wow,
Yeah,
I
I just
know.
haven't talked to Kevin since then.
Oh, man. Kevin, please pass that on to Johnny.
Hold on.
Our very own fat head helped
He
out.
was right by the front door. He was crazy, homeless, Antifa kind of guy. Carrying on. Kids got scared. Everyone's. Yeah, it was,
Wow.
So what'd you do?
Nah, just.
You laid hands on him?
Nah, it was just not like that. Nothing that would get me in trouble.
You looked him in the eye. You gave him
isn't-
that big square head look.
Nah,
that
this
you
isn't
give
like
people.
1995 me. This
Pointed
is
at him.
48-year-old me. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, so you went up to him. Please, could you please
I'm just
leave
saying,
the property?
Kevin, you can
Half
ask Johnny.
Nelson?
No, you can ask Johnny get us off the ban list so we can at least crank call his operators.
We would like the ability to crank call the 1-800 number again. I wish we weren't banned. It was so fun. We weren't hurting
Do we
anybody.
have the same number
We
back?
weren't hurting anybody.
This might be a new number.
It might be a new
No.
number. All right. Riz, I know
Why
the.
did you bring that up?
Kevin,
all
will
right,
you
all right,
crank- will you-
whatever. Let's
I
tell
liked
about
being
that.
Will Kevin
banned.
crank calling with us?
I don't know. We could ask him in a second. Let's do some housekeeping here real quick. Riz, I know we've got tons of IMs coming through. Let's pick a couple of the best real quick.
We do. The first one I'm going to go with is from Connor's Broken Spinnerbait, and Connor's Broken Spinnerbait wants to know, Kevin, how important is it to think of yourself as a business as well as an angler?
Oh.
You absolutely have to. And, the one thing, kind of getting back to where we were just at that I feel really good about is that fishing, there's so many people. We're so lucky right now that with everything that's happened, there's so many people have turned to it. Imagine if you're a restaurant owner or hotel or Disney or something like that, or an airline, those industries have a lot of challenges. At least we've got a really, really bright future. So I'm really hopeful that things will turn around. But absolutely, you have to be a smart business person in this world.
Yeah.
Be a professional angler. You got to be sharp. You got to make good decisions. You got to think long term with your opportunities. And it's challenging. Everybody's fighting for the same piece of pie. And that's the tough thing is the industry is not that big. And a lot of the guys really still focus there. And the non-endemics, you got to find the right ones, more so now than ever that have came through this whole pandemic and are actually growing. There was a hiccup for everybody, a supply chain and all that. But there's a lot of industries, a lot of companies that are doing real well right now. And the savvy, smart anglers, they're going to gravitate towards those, and you'll see a lot of those companies on guys' jerseys and wraps next year.
Yeah. Riz, what else we got coming through?
The Metal Man would like to know, Kevin, how long do you see yourself fishing, and have you had any thoughts ever of retirement?
Oh, no, wait. Before you answer that, let me jump in, Kevin. And our industry seems big, but it's very small. Okay. I returned from a media event a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to put any names out there, even though it's Ike Live, and normally we're drunk and we say names. I'm not going to do it tonight. I did hear from several people the big R rumor, the big R retirement rumor.
I don't have that.
Do you?
So who the hell's fun is that?
Kevin, we have
I've been doing this a long time, but I love what I do. I'm a competitive
The kids
person.
have to get off their tablets.
Sorry, Kevin.
Becky!
I gave them 1 hour. I'm sorry.
Sorry, goat.
All right.
Sorry.
All right, let's get back to serious conversation, not kids on tablets.
I'm not retiring anytime soon.
Oh, you heard that first on Ike Live.
Thank God.
Wow.
Wait to steal that moment back.
It did.
But it's
the line
due.
stole the moment. I
Listen, I'm a mom first. Y'all drag me up here second.
Yeah.
Third. This is probably about my
Third.
list.
Do you,
Sorry,
down.
Kevin.
do you know, is in your mind, do you see a time? Do you look at your career and say, when I'm 65, when I'm 70, or is it going to be a feeling for you when you decide to do that?
It'll be for me. It's just going to be when I'm not having fun anymore. That's when I'll decide to maybe hang it up. You know, I'm always going to fish, man. I love what I do. I love being a promoter. I love, being out there. I'm going to fish for the rest of my life, for sure. But fishing competitively, who knows how it is.
Well, you look great. I mean, you probably aged the best out of everybody on tour. No, I mean, like, what is it?
I'd agree with that.
Are you on that stem cell? Like, what do you got going on? Sprinkle stem cell on the cookies that you.
Yeah.
Hey, Sherry makes the cookies, and I guess it's. Sure.
It's true. It's true, Dave. I'm glad. It's funny you said that.
Is a great wife, obviously.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Look at Becky.
Shout out to Sherry. Shout out to Becky and Sherry, both of them, for keeping us young, and for taking care of us.
Yeah. Embryonic muffins or something.
Embryonic muffins. By the way, Kevin, can you put that beer back up front of the screen? What are you drinking tonight?
Spotted Cow.
Yes, Spotted Cow.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, yes.
I never had that.
Our Spotted
I love
Cow
Spotted
made
Cow.
it to this fridge.
I brought it up because we were low, so I brought it up just to.
Sharing's not.
Well,
sharing.
I was at a MLF Cup event a couple of weeks ago, so I stocked up on the way out of the state.
Yeah, I love the last gas stations you get to in Wisconsin. You'll pull in that gas station and you go in to pay or you go in to get whatever. Dude, they are stacked. I mean, the cases
Spotted Cow?
with Spotted Cow,
I never
because
had that yet.
you can only get it in Wisconsin. So
really?
the cases are stacked from floor to ceiling, and they have it strategically placed at the checkout registers. So even if you don't like it, you feel obligated to get a case and bring it home with you.
Cheese curds.
Becky says
cheese curds.
Becky said you should try some, Dave.
Dave, you should try some. Yeah.
I did.
No, they're garbage staff.
Riz,
I'm not trying to share.
Riz, we
I'll
got one
share
more.
tomorrow
We got
night.
one more good one. You can throw for us. No, you want to come back?
Yeah. No. It's a good one. Grattan Fishing said on the same note as Connor's broken spinnerbait. What are some of the things you have done to help yourself stand out and market yourself in this industry?
Be like a 20-time champion.
Yeah. Well,
win everything a lot.
Well, but I would say a good little addition to that question would be during this time. Because we've got a lot of people right now that are struggling, during COVID. They're saying, it's the end of the world. What are you doing different now, to stay in front of people?
Well, I think the biggest thing, and my wife she's very much on the forefront.
She's standing right over there or something?
No, she's in the bag, but I mean, she's keeping up on what other people are doing. Not just not really in our industry, but in other industries too, as far as influencers and people in marketing and that. Just trying to come up with creative things and do things to help your sponsors come up with ideas and actually pick up the phone and offer. Like you said, we have worked harder this year than I can remember, and you get more. I get more opportunities and more asked to do different things, and you just have to, you have to do it. I mean, I'm a team player. I'm trying to, you want all the companies that you work with to be successful, so you go above and beyond to try to do that. So a lot of it is definitely social media, but behind the scenes too, to do things that can help them, or provide them some content or things like that they can use, or just basically working on. I've worked more on new products and things than I have in a long time, and I can tell you this: I've been on more Zoom meetings this year than
I know.
I didn't even know what a Zoom meeting was.
I know. We're all very pissed over here that we didn't invest in Zoom. We didn't see this coming. Yeah. Dave, you're big in stocks. Why the hell didn't you give us the tip on this thing?
Yeah, because it's China.
It's China. Okay, well.
I don't know why.
We should have invested in Zoom. We could have fucking made a mint.
Think about every school is on Zoom.
Dude, we could have made a mint. Every day we have Zoom meetings in the office.
The most important thing Kevin said, right? Biggest champ of all time. Extending himself to the sponsors.
You got to keep working.
Not what can you do for me? Hey, boss, what can I do for you?
You got to keep working.
How about that?
You got to hustle. The guys that have the hustle make it to the top. Kevin, we know it's a Friday night. We don't want to keep you all night. I do want to just pick up and ask you one more big topic that relates a little to what we're talking about, which was it's obvious that COVID has changed the environment here, right? A lot of sponsors are cleaning house. A lot of sponsors are reorganizing or changing what they do. That has carried over to the tournaments as well, Kevin. And, we've got major changes with MLF, FLW. Some big announcements just happened. We got changes that are going to happen at Bass. We've got a new league popping up that's LMFAO, Party Rock in the House. What's the correct name?
Right?
MPFL. What's
We're
your?
not good with acronyms.
We're not good with acronyms. What's your take on the changing environment here, the changing scene in professional fishing? Are they good changes? Are they changes that have to happen in the short term to get to a better place? What's your take on all this change in the sport?
It's going to be challenging for sure, especially this new league to kick off like that. I think they've really got their work cut out for them. Bass and MLF, they've been around, they know what they're doing. And it's been a struggle for both leagues, I think, especially from a sponsorship standpoint. Who knows how it's all going to shake out? Everybody's out there just doing everything they can to try to put themselves in the best position. I know the leagues are, they're trying to do what their sponsors are asking them to do. I think a lot of the changes, especially like at MLF with them merging with FLW and coming under one brand, it makes a ton of sense. Put all your resources in one direction.
Yeah.
A lot of the tournaments, and it's been for any sports league, this has got to be just the worst scenario ever. To not have fans in stadiums and things like that.
Right. Not just fishing. Right. Every
no,
sport.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So I've really watched close a lot of the other leagues. NASCAR, I'm really tied. I know a lot of those guys real well. They were the first sport to come back with any fans at all. They were one of the first sports to come back. Fishing and NASCAR were probably the two first sports back. And, you watch baseball, the NBA, the NFL, in college sports especially. There's so much money at stake in a lot of those sports, and to have people in the stands and just everything else that goes with it, that it's just really hard for them to be able to sustain anything unless we can get back to some kind of normalcy soon. So, this year is going to be another one of those years that I think is that there's going to be a lot of eyes. And I don't know. I wish I had a crystal ball and said, hey, man, this is the way to do it, or this is the best scenario, because I don't,
Right.
But the one thing I know about fishing is that we have a lot of people that want to compete. We've got some strong leagues that have done a great job for a lot of years, and they're both doing the best they can. There's a lot of good people in both organizations, and I know the people at MLF are really working hard and fighting hard every day to provide the best opportunities for the guys that are there.
Yeah.
And for the new opportunity with all the people under the FLW umbrella too. So it adds a lot to it. I wish that none of this had ever happened, because things were going so well, for everybody involved. The start of our season this year on the Bass Pro Tour just took off so well, and things were really happening. That one of the biggest change, that 2-pound minimum, just was a huge improvement. For the television product, for the live stream, for fans to watch, it just changed the whole complexity of the competition. And then the COVID deal hit, and so many companies are backing out, and that's the challenging thing, is there's only so much space, and non-endemics are hard to get in this day and age. With everybody is under a different budget and more scrutinizing. So next year's going to be challenging, but I think the opportunities are there. We've definitely have the enthusiasm from the anglers, and that's the thing that I'm really excited about. Is I know that the tournaments are going to be full. I just hope that the payouts and all that are going to be good enough to where guys, just like we talked about, these guys that are struggling to make a living, can battle through and survive. But I'm confident they can. I mean,
that's
survivors.
Yeah, that's gonna be key. We need those guys. We need to create a system where new young guys that don't have an established brand can come in and not peel out early. They can survive. They can come in and live their dream. I'm just call you to spot real quick, Kevin, on this. I have to. This is Ike Live. And I don't even know the correct. I got to be honest with you. With all the changes, the merger that just happened, I don't even know the exact names of everything yet. But
I don't either.
I'm involved in it, and I'm a little confused. And I apologize for that. But will you fish the FLW or the old FLW top tier league next year, or will you just compete in the Bass Pro Tour events?
I literally just I'm just kind of like you. I'm just kind of taking it all in and looking at the schedules and the timing. So I think it's a great opportunity. I'm just trying to see what makes the most sense and from a planning standpoint and just from the number of events and scheduling, looking at the locations and all that. Sherry and I, we literally, since this announcement, we haven't been able to sit down and look at it, but we definitely, it's great to have all those options, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of guys that definitely, I think they're excited to have more events, to have a lot more events to be able to fish. But, I just know that what I want to fish top tier events. And I think both series definitely are. They're very different. And, I'll just have to take a look at it and see. Fortunately, I don't have to make a decision, today or tomorrow.
Right.
So we're going to look hard at it. And
would you think you would have trouble going back to a 5-fish tournament if you went back and fished that circuit?
I don't think so at all. As a matter of fact, I'm not so sure that, I've geared at it for so long that, I feel like I was pretty good at it for a long time. I like both. I see the benefits and the pros and cons to both. 5-fish is a lot easier mentally.
Right.
There's no doubt. You fish both.
Yep.
There's no comparison to the intensity of, Major League Fishing. Everything is scoreable compared to 5-fish, because you're never safe and you're never out of it in that format. Anything can happen. We've seen it time and time again, where in the 5-fish, format, you can't catch up if you get behind, and you can't run away from anybody either, though, too. So, whether you're a fan of one or the other, it really doesn't matter. As a competitor, you just have to adapt to whatever that format is.
Yeah.
And I've seen, I didn't fish the super tournaments this year, but I watched a lot of the guys that did, and, the same guys that do well did real well in those again too. It's a different mentality, no doubt, that you got to go out there and fish for, big fish and say, hey man, I'm not going to go out and try to get a bunch of bites, but I want to fish areas and baits that catch quality.
Yeah. Now, if they made an announcement that Bill Taylor or Charlie Evans would be your MC, would that change your mind and make you want to come back?
Probably not.
Come on. You don't miss. I miss Charlie Evans. I miss Bill. I miss getting up there. Like, I love the way they used to treat Pete Glusick when Pete used to fish.
Who, by
FLW.
the way, isn't here tonight.
He's not here tonight, but I will speak to Pete. And I love the way that Charlie used to treat Pete. Pete would get on stage, and Pete would have his big yellow Ranger, because he had that NASCAR Ranger deal at the time, and he was real proud of it, And he would get up there, and Charlie Evans.
Like a fast big bird.
Yeah, so Charlie Evans would welcome, Pete Glusick, Mount Laurel, New Jersey, Ranger Pro coming up on stage, and he'd welcome Pete up, and Pete, you'd see that smile get on his face. And the whole time Pete was in Bagline, he was thinking of the story that he would tell. And this wasn't, dude, I'm not just saying this was a bait, Kevin. This was a story. You know Pete. He likes to tell stories. So he had this whole idea in his head of the story. It would revolve around the baits. He could get in his motor and boat sponsor plugs. And it was literally like a 10-minute story he was going to tell. But as he was walking up, Charlie looked behind Pete, and saw the other 300 people in bag line. And, so Charlie has his agenda, too. So he'd get Pete up there. He'd make Pete put his bag. In that circuit, you got to put your damn old bag, your own bag in the thing. You got to do all the work, right? I like handing the shit off. I don't like doing the work myself. So you have to get it up there. You have to put it in there and scrunch it down and all that. And, Charlie Evans would say, Pete looks like 5 fish, 5 alive, his weight. And then he would say it, and then he would always, pause. There'd always be he'd always be 12 pounds. 12 pounds. Pete's looking at it just call the fucking number, Charlie. 12 pounds, 3 ounces. Mark it. How'd you catch him? And then he would put the mic up to Pete's face, and he would bash it in his mouth. He'd bash it right into his mouth. And then he'd say, how'd you catch him? And then Pete would start the story, and then when he got 3 words out, he'd go, appreciate you, and push you right off stage. You gotta miss that, Kevin.
Yeah, give him the hook.
Do you miss that? I miss that.
Those guys are good. I'll tell you, I miss Ray Scott, Dave.
Well, Charlie.
They were great. I love those guys, and I would,
Mike, you would exactly be that guy.
I would love to be
that
guy.
same guy.
I'd like to be the next Charlie Evans.
He would never be that guy.
Are you kidding me?
Mike would let everyone tell their 10-minute
Well, because the
story.
stories are good.
I've never finished a story yet on this show.
That's because it's
90% of the time, hold on back. 90% of the time, Mike
here
asks
it
me a question and then answers it and moves right on.
I answer mine. All right, I'm going to
There
go.
it is. Cut me off.
No, I didn't.
Roberta.
No, here's
He's
what
his mother.
I'm not Roberta. Get out of here. Here's what I'm going to do right now. Brian, I know you had something you wanted to. We got to let Kevin go here in a second, but I know you had something you wanted to say.
That's in the past.
No, go ahead. Come on.
No, I was just going to say, Kev, now that you're not putting fish in your live well, how many beer cans do you fit in there? Empty beer cans.
Empty beer cans. A lot.
None.
None.
How dare you?
On a practice day, on a fun fishing day.
Thursday nighter.
On a fun fishing day. I have a lot of
Beautiful cooler.
Because he throws them over the side of the boat into the water.
No.
Get out of here, Dave.
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out.
No. Get out of here. You're
They go
crazy.
somewhere.
All right. Now, Kevin, I do like the
So there's a trash compactor in the Nitro?
there might be.
Oh,
Crushes
they
them up.
do. You're right.
It's cutting edge. I
The
do
trash
like
can
the idea. I do
Crushes them under the hot foot.
Yeah, I do
Okay,
like
carry
the
on.
idea of coming back on the show one day. I'm just saying one day. It could be a month. It could be half a year. Come back on with us, Kevin, and crank call Bass Pro Shops, would you? It would be so fun. It would all be in fun. It would be. I would call and apologize after we were done the call to the poor lady. Yes, I would. I'll call and apologize. Would you do that? Would you think about doing that?
Just say yes.
I don't think they'd think it was funny.
No, they don't because they banned us.
I know. Well,
Block
and
us.
it makes everybody uncomfortable in the
It's
studio
so
when we do
uncomfortable.
the crank calls.
Pete and I sweat.
Yeah, you guys
We're
sweat.
I leave the building. It makes me so uncomfortable.
But it's
Being
fun.
crank
It's
calling.
fun. People love that.
Mike,
People
the Wawa Hoagie lady said that at the Ike Foundation event, the one time that you were an MC, you made him think that he had the winning bag, and he walked back to his boat with his head down.
Oh, because I try to make everybody feel special when they're up there.
6 pounds, 2 ounces.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I try to make everybody feel special. Kevin, thank you for carving time out for us. I know it's a Friday night. I know you got things going on tonight. I can't thank you enough for joining us and catching us up to what's going on with the VanDams and what's going on in the sport. We really appreciate your insight. It was awesome.
You bet. It's a good time. We'll have to do it again soon. Obviously we're going to have a lot of time before the start of the season. Got a few months, so. We will.
Appreciate you coming on. Kevin VanDam, everybody.
Kevin.
Yes.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
ABD out. See you, boys. Hey, girl. Have fun. Don't drink too many.
We will. We will.
All right.
We going?
And we'll put them in the trash can, goat.
We'll dispose of them properly. It was awesome. It's always great having Kevin on to get insight from him, and I think he hit a couple things on the head. The one thing, and it was I'm so glad you walked up as we were talking about that. The one thing he hit right on the head, Brian Carpenter, Riz, Dave agree with me. A lot of companies in the fishing industry, out of the fishing industry, are using COVID as a crutch. That is true.
Never let a crisis. What is it? Never let a crisis go on. There's a saying about never let a crisis go on.
Yeah. The only tragedy is one the government doesn't capitalize on.
Yeah, never let a crisis go unexploited or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he said that because that's the truth, you know. And I know Brian Carpenter. We know for a fact a lot of people watch Ike Live, and we appreciate everyone in the industry for watching the show. And we try to put it all out there. And it was great that he said that because I got every freaking toe and finger crossed right now with my Heshy Ike approved socks here. I have every finger and toe crossed that people in the industry are watching us and they're listening, that the guys aren't doing a thing wrong. We're not doing a thing wrong. We're doing things better. We're doing more. We're going out of our way. You think freaking guys in basketball and baseball are doing this shit? No way.
Nah.
No, we're not.
Doing
They're
what?
not doing it. The promotion. I'm talking about
devil's advocate, though.
No
There's
devil's advocate.
No, there's guys who didn't do anything. There's guys who stepped up to the plate and over-delivered during COVID.
Yeah, but
those guys got hurt just like everybody else.
Yes, but
there's people that got hurt that never should have gotten hurt because people had to cut their marketing
no
budgets,
way, dude.
and they blamed COVID.
Dave, when the biggest guys in the sport.
You're asking the guy that barely graduated high school.
Listen,
Dave, settle this fight between me and
I
my wife.
I want you to settle this. I want you to settle this because you can use the analogy to other sports, MMA or whatever. When the biggest names in the sport,
yes,
and not even me and Kevin, the other big names in the sport are having their pay furloughed, are having contracts cut, are having royalties taken, whatever the scenario is. That ain't right. That ain't right. These are the guys that are getting them these sales. These are the guys that are the superstars that are bringing traffic to them. And when all this shit happened, they didn't stop any of that. Did the tournaments, some of the tournaments pause? Absolutely, right? But that's a minute part of the business, right? That's a minute part of the business. Kevin's tournament fishing is a quarter of the Kevin VanDam brand. The other 3/4 were firing on all cylinders. And is it right? Is it right that the sponsors
you guys have to regulate them. You big names can't go back to them.
Right. So you're saying it's on us.
It's on you to then, when things go back to normal and they open up checkbook again,
right.
Don't forget what they did to so-and-so.
Yeah, don't take their money.
Don't take their money. Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if you're going to say something about it,
right.
You big guys got to get together and say, hey, we're banning that dude. Don't go to him. Like, this is what he did to so-and-so.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with you always talk about the union. If you guys aren't ready to join and walk, then what are you talking about?
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Strange times. Yes, we're gonna take a break.
Can
correct?
I make one comment?
Yeah, go
that
ahead, and then we'll take a break.
Earlier.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the sports that came back.
Yeah.
Can I just make a random comment that the weirdest sport without fans is MMA?
No, it's not. It's the best.
It creeps me out.
No. It is.
Like you're
it is
watching
creepy.
And there's
Not to
no
me.
sound.
It's
it
different.
is creepy. It's
No,
different.
Not to me.
It's different.
Hearing the
It's
commands is amazing to me.
So it's funny.
I agree with that.
Imagine if you
but
could
I
hear the
think I've
NFL
always,
guys.
like-
But imagine during the football game if they didn't have the cardboard stupid fans and the fake fan sounds of booing and cheering, which is the dumbest thing ever. Imagine if you got to actually hear the head coach talking to the defensive coordinator.
Oh, and hear the pads
or the
hitting,
offensive
hear the
coordinator
hits.
being like, making their adjustments.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. And
Or
that's
hearing
what
them
you get out of
curse.
MMA.
Yeah. So,
You get
Dave,
the X's and O's of it.
We've been to a few fights. You were at one of them with me. Like, the coolest part is getting there when everybody else is in the parking lot still tailgating and you show up for the prelims,
Yeah.
early prelims.
Oh, yeah.
And we had great seats thanks to my man Ed
We had the most
Bassmaster.
amazing seats. There was like 9 of us in there.
Yeah.
The whole stadium.
But when you're there and there's nobody in there, there's no crowd noise,
Yeah.
and you hear them fuckers hitting each other.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh,
that
that sounds cool. But the interesting thing is, I got to film with Jim like a month or so ago.
Yeah.
And I straight up asked him about that because I was asking him because I know how I feel about the energy you can draw from a crowd.
Right.
And I asked
You
Jim.
live off it.
Yeah, I asked Jim, and Jim was like, "Nah, man, nah. I get blinders on. I don't feed off the crowd." And that was hit. That's different
him, though.
athletes operate different ways.
Yeah.
But when we're watching the MMA fights and stuff, I'm like,
oh, I love it.
some guys got to be struggling because
I think that's true.
because something happens
there
and you
has to
could
be people
hear
who
it and
feed
feel
off
it.
That
Yeah, Mike would have been one of them guys.
Yeah.
I would have just got my ass beaten every
Right, but
every
besides
fight,
that, I think you would have fed off the crowd.
But like when you go to a NASCAR
Yeah.
event, those guys paid it. Like they have their headphones on so they can listen to whatever car they're rooting for. You want to hear the X's and O's of it. I don't care about hearing the fans.
Yeah, left turn.
Or these
Strategy.
these overweight pudgy announcers that
Make
never played
another
a
left
sport in
turn.
their life talk about
Right.
about the sport. I would love to hear the coordinators talking about it
Right.
versus the the ESPN people or whatever Fox people.
It's a good point. That's a good point. All good stuff. Listen to me. Hang in there. We're going to take a little bit of break. You're watching a brand new Ike Live episode here on a Friday night. We've got a amazing guest coming up. Please don't go anywhere. We've got the one and only Cody Myers joining us in just a second, West Coast phenom. Hang in there. When we come back, more Ike Live.
Hi,
do you think?
today we're going chest to chest in the Dr. Squatch lather test. On that half of Mike's impressive chest, we're rubbing him down with 3 name brand bars. The result? A sad, milky film of disappointment. How's that feel, Mike? You see, Big Soap cuts corners and strips out all the sudsy goodness in order to make production cheaper. But not Dr. Squatch. Don't worry, Mike. Dr. Squatch soap retains all the natural ingredients, which creates a rich, foamy lather, leaving your skin healthy, soft, and clean. Ooh, looks like Squatch is taking over this peck party. How do you feel now, Mike? Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. When we say it lathers, it f***ing lathers. You deserve glorious lather. Take the lather challenge for yourself today.
4.5-inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. Now, I didn't always know this much about fishing. 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
This time of year, I definitely recommend putting a little bit of this on your soft plastics too. There he is. Another one. Next cast. And that would be number 6. I'm addicted. I'll admit it. I'm straight addicted.
Might be bigger.
You think so?
Yeah. Feels bigger. I haven't even seen this thing yet. It doesn't want to come up. Don't break me off the rocks.
Oh, it's a... Oh!
27-incher.
He caught it.
28.
Oh my god, that's such a healthy fish. Look at this size. Put a little liquid mayhem on your crappie jig, and look where the stripers get it. You can't even see it, man. That might be a keeper.
It's not a full month. It's actually not a full month. Folks at home, welcome back to a brand new episode of Ike Live here on a wonderful, glorious Friday night. We've got a great show tonight. We've had Kevin VanDam just on our first segment. Great insight from Kevin about what's going on with him and what's going on in the sport right now with this crazy world. And in just a second, we've got an amazing angler joining us. Cody Meyer is coming on the show to fill us in on what's going on with him as well. Yes. Real quick before we get Cody on, do want to catch up with a couple housekeeping things. Want to remind you, if you're watching over at Facebook, please like and share the feed. If you do that, Riz, they're entered in a contest to win the world-famous Ike Live gift bag. Is that correct?
That is correct, and that thing is absolutely chock-loaded, full.
Loaded.
With great prizes and sponsorship packages. It's really good stuff.
Who's
What's
the
up,
front
Dave?
runner to zoom in?
So right now we have a few people on that are really separating themselves from the crowd. We have the other VD. The other VD.
The other VD.
The other VD has come in strong. Travis Manson's unkept hair has just made a recent submission that got him that got him in the game. And as always, the Wawa Hoagie lady is always making a strong push. So we're gonna keep our eyes on this thing, monitor it till the gritty end of this segment.
Yes.
And then we'll come up with a decision.
Okay, and let me also remind you that after we talk to Cody in the third and final segment, we will be doing a first here at Ike Live. Brian, I'm a little intimidated, a little worried, a little bit. I'm a little anxious about we're gonna patch through a couple of you watching right now via Zoom.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. We just post the Zoom link right here on the screen and let everybody crash it.
And let everybody crash it. I don't know if that's a good idea. Let's start with a couple, and then we could build to that. Also, want to remind everybody, and I've got an update here. We are getting really close to the Aaron Martin's charity tournament. Yes. It's benefiting the whole family that's coming up here. It's a benefit tournament auction. Let me give you the info here real quick. It starts tomorrow, October 3rd through 18th. The entry fee is only $50. All the proceeds, not like 50 or 60 or 70. 100% of that $50 goes toward Aaron and to help with what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on with Aaron. And they've got a lot of cool stuff over there. They've got a tournament going on, a virtual tournament. They're doing some great auctions for prizes, Dave, over there. And all you have to do is download the app, which is connectscale.com. So go to connectscale.com, download that app, and then you can enter that Aaron Martin's benefit tournament auction. And Aaron's an awesome guy.
Aaron's the best. Dude.
Yeah, we're
everything we could do to help him.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and why don't we just give it away real quick? We're going to have Aaron here on the show in November on our Thanksgiving show. Can't wait to have Aaron, back on the show.
Yeah, Aaron has been, and Mike, you know this. I've been told you from day one. We had been trying to get Aaron in studio for years. And, yeah, it's a little tough. He doesn't like to fly, so it was tough to kind of coordinate with your busy schedule and his.
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna try to get him on here in November and talk to him.
It's gonna be good.
Dude,
so
he's such a cool dude. Love that guy.
Great guy. So check that out, please. And then speaking of West Coast anglers that have dominated, right? You look at the list. You've got Aaron Martins. You've got Skeet Reese, of course. You've got you've got some great guys. You've got some D. Thomas. Some of the the guys that have changed the sport. Ish Monroe. There's so many. Brett Height.
Fred Rumbanks.
Yeah, Boom Boom. Even though he's in Oklahoma, he's a West Coast guy. Well, he's in Oklahoma, but he's a West Coast guy. So many West Coast anglers that have come in the sport. Yeah.
Who's singing that?
What is that?
That's Cody's intro song. He requested it.
I like it.
Walk-in music.
That's better off. That's better off beaten off by Wheeler Walker Jr.
Look at that. We've never had a guest come in an intro song, but here we did. Another first on the show tonight. Joining us now, one of the West Coast anglers that's changing the game, Cody Meyer. Joining us. Yes. Cody.
Yeah, finish that last line, Cody.
We've never had a guy come into a song before. This is crazy.
Hey, honestly, I didn't know I was going to have a song, but I'm thankful I did right there.
We might have to start that as a new trend. I don't know. I liked it.
I like Walker Wheeler's. I like my pussy in boots.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Somebody, you're going to have to give the song "My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard." Right? Just surprise them. Just come up, say it, sing it, embarrass them, and welcome to the show.
Who would you like that to be, Cody?
I'm thinking like a Luke Clausen or
something. Oh, dude, we need to get Luke on. Luke, that's a good Luke song.
We've never had him on.
We've never had Luke on
that song. I never heard that one.
No, it's not a country song. It's a rap song.
Ah.
I'm talking about a country song. You know what? If we can get Luke on to tell the story of when he got in a fist fight with Andre Moore from Reaction Innovations, that would be gold. Wouldn't that, Cody? Wouldn't it be gold to hear Luke tell that story?
You know, that would, because I can just picture right now Andre Moore. 15 years ago, fishing some of these tournaments, you see that guy, and he looks like he's mad at you, but he's really that's his personality. So I can see Luke fighting him. I actually didn't know that, but yeah, man. Or you could bring up the time with him and Brent Ayler. I believe it was on an Ultimate Match where he pushed Brent in the water. I know that gets Brent.
Wow, wow, man,
yeah.
Luke's aggressive. I never knew that.
He's like a hockey.
He is crazy, man. Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow, new props.
I ain't messing with him.
He just shot up my guest list.
I know he did too.
Luke Clausen.
We're surprised he didn't go and beat up the Bass staff that time he disqualified him at Wheeler. He probably would have went and beat up Tripp.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. I remember hearing about that. Yeah, he's probably a dangerous guy that night for sure.
Yeah. And you know what's funny about that? You know, actually, write a note about this. We got to get Luke on because
it's noted.
I feel like that was like part of, not the reason, but it was part of the reason that the big split happened, you know? And we hear all the time from guys, you know, why'd you guys leave? Why'd you guys, you know? But you got to remember all the stuff that was going on in the sport at that time where the anglers felt like not alienated, but like that kind of stuff was going on, right? Like mistreated, misrepresented, taken advantage of. You got to put that incident in that category as well, you know. And Luke had come over from FLW. You know, Bass had some hard feelings.
Won them both.
You know, it's hard to say. You can never go back and pinpoint exactly, you know, without anybody testifying, you know, under court of law. But I would put that in that category. Cody, where are you at right now? Where are you at? We've got the season sort of winding down. Where are you at? What part of the world are you in? What are you doing?
Yeah, so first of all, I have to apologize. This beautiful scenery behind me.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a little country western. I feel like I'm coming out of a John Wayne movie, but
I thought you were in a sauna.
I thought you were laying on the floor.
Man, I wish I was in a sauna. I had to just I'm in a hotel room, believe it or not, in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I had to boot my wife, my kids out of the room, and we're just hanging out, man. It's that time of the year. You know, I don't fish a whole lot in the fall. But man, just kind of hanging out with the family in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, like I say, doing something a little bit different and just really enjoying the off season, man. It's been obviously a crazy, weird year and thankful to be, you know, not fishing for a little bit here.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Becky and I are getting ready to do the exact thing that you guys are doing. Like exactly. We are Sunday, like literally 2 days from now, we're hooking up the camper. We're starting in Connecticut. And we're gone for a month. We're just literally gone Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Maine. We're gonna go up the coast, come back inland, and we got no plans. Like literally, we don't have any plans. I'm packing some rods. We're just gonna hang out as a family. That's awesome that you guys are doing it. What have you been doing? Have you been hiking, hunting, fishing? What's been on the agenda?
You know, so a crazy, weird year, like I said, but we actually moved. So we moved from California to Idaho, believe it or not. You know, born and raised in California.
Yeah.
Decided to move to Idaho. You know, I don't need to get into it, California, but the taxes, all that. And so we just decided, hey, we've talked about doing a trip like you guys are doing, you know, the fall colors. And let's go over to Wyoming. It's cold here right now, or, you know, in the 40s in the morning. Everything's turning colors. Beautiful. So it was spur of the moment, same type of deal. We have no plans, just came up here, no fishing, no hunting, but really it's been about 15 years since I've been to Wyoming. And, you know, you think of Wyoming as just one of those gorgeous places in the world, really, and it really is. So we just kind of packed up, like I say, we came over here, no fishing, just, you know, seeing the scenery, going to go check out some elk, some moose, you know, show the kids that, and not really, you know, worry about anything right now.
That's awesome.
You know what I love about California, guys? You're not much different than us New Jersey guys calling them elks.
Plural.
That's what we would have called them: elks, deers,
plural.
And bears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Deers, bears.
Yeah, I almost ran over all those elks.
That's true.
Squirrels.
Yeah. Well, I always said honestly, like on tour, I get along with the California guys better than anybody, and I'm not dissing the guys from the Midwest or South, but I always had a better natural relationship with guys from the West Coast. Maybe it's because of that. Maybe it's because we pluralize stuff.
I guess.
Man. I don't know.
Pluralize.
You know, it's funny because a lot of guys, you know, like I hang out with Ish all the time. And it's funny because we laugh about the same things, traveled a little bit this year. I know you guys have done that in the past.
Yeah.
And it's there's definitely a connection, you know. I mean, obviously being from California, but I can see that, man. We're all cool people.
I love it.
Cody, how you liking Idaho? How are the kids adjusting to the move? I'm curious.
You know, so we've been here since July, but honestly, we love it. You know, one of the things that made the move easy is my dad's up here, a brother and sister moved up here. And it's only 7.5 hours away. So it's not far. We can go back home. I mean, 7.5 hours to us driving is nothing, but you know what? It's a beautiful state, very clean. Weather is really pretty similar to Northern California, a little bit colder, but fishing is fantastic. And just the people, you know, I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff going on in California, but it's gotten out of control. And here I feel safe, honestly, leaving my wife and letting her and the kids go to a park or something like that. You feel safe about it. So we're really, really excited about it. We've been talking about it for years. And of course, when you're born and raised somewhere, it's hard to just up and move, you know, out of the state. But we ripped the Band-Aid off and you know, sold the house, moved up here, and so far, honestly, we love it. Absolutely love it.
That's awesome.
When you say up, are you up by Coeur d'Alene or are you down by Boise?
Down by Boise, yeah.
Okay.
So it's up from, I guess, from California, but you know, it's really pretty, like where Polnick lives, stuff like that. That is gorgeous up there, but the winters are pretty bad. You know, Boise, it's a high desert, a lot of trees. It's real similar to Northern California. You know, people when they go, man, where are you from? California. They think of the beach, the ocean. So I was pretty close to Lake Tahoe, so it got pretty cold. Of course, the big giant spotted bass. So it's pretty similar to what we're used to for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. So did the COVID the reason you guys moved, or was it this other shit going on, or was it something you guys had planned for a while?
Yeah, so definitely not COVID, you know, but I'll tell you that COVID definitely helped kind of spur it on because in California, if you don't have a mask and you're driving by yourself, you get in trouble, basically.
Wow.
But no, I mean, it's really bad there. But we've been talking about this for at least a year, you know, just all the stuff, schooling, everything. I mean, it's just a combination.
Yeah.
The taxes are crazy.
Yeah.
You know, gas, everything you think about is high. You know, it's hard because, like, say, we're born and raised, the family's from there, and we love it there. But it's a combination of so many things. And it's like, what better time? My daughter's 5 right now. She'll be 6. Just started kindergarten. And what better time before she gets into school to move?
Perfect time.
That was really the big push. And you know, we thought about the South too, Tennessee, stuff like that. But really,
you're better off up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, with the family, you know, my wife's family 7.5 hours away. We could, you know, hop in a car, go home, and quickly run back, and no one's homesick. And so it's been a really good move in my opinion. And like I say, it's just it's so much better in California. I mean, you see some of the stuff. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah, good move for you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome.
What guts. I wish I had the guts.
Yeah. Well, it does take a little bit
hard.
of guts.
Yeah, it does.
But it's a good move.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Yeah. I want to switch gears here, Cody, and I want to, you know, this is Ike Live, so we just say what we think. And I want to bring up a topic that has bugged me for years and years and years, which is and again, this is my opinion. Let me preface this. Everybody watching, they always get their panties up in a bunch, Dave, because I say something and they're all mad. I get phone calls and emails the next day. It's bullshit. This is my opinion. But I've always felt like, for the most part, in the bass fishing world, in the mega world of bass fishing, that West Coast anglers get a slightly bad rap, right? They're not as recognized. There's not as many accolades when, I don't know. And it reminds me a lot of guys in the Northeast. There's been so many guys in the Northeast that have had success, that have changed the sport with a technique or a lure. And it's like, it's the Northeast. It's them Yankees, right? It's them damn Yankees. Fuck them Yankees, How? And I always
they're on to something.
Yeah, no. Well, maybe they were.
Yeah,
but
their gut was right.
Maybe their gut was right. But I've always felt like the West Coast guys have gotten, maybe not a bad rap, but didn't get the credit they deserve. Why is that? Why is that?
And how much of it is Byron's fault?
Well, a lot of it's Byron's fault, right?
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
But besides Byron, why is that? Because it doesn't make any damn sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bachelor definitely set us back. Honestly, I do feel that. And I have said this for years. So I fished full-time now for 13 years. And my first couple of years, it was like I was a black sheep, right? I mean, the other West Coast guys, the Brent Ayler, stuff like that, Michael Bennett, back in the day. I mean, he told me, we went to high school together. He told me, man, it's a different world going out there. And I honestly feel like people just don't like the West Coast. They hear California, hear the West. It's like, man, I don't like that. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a lot of it. You get to Alabama, it's like California. But in reality, I mean, where I grew up on the West Coast in California, it's farmland. People hunt and fish. So until they get to know you, I feel like we definitely have taken a bad rap, no doubt, in the whole West Coast in general, maybe because we're so far away. But, it did take a couple of years until you start getting to know some of these guys, and then they're really cool. And there's guys that have always stood out that have been extremely nice. Kyle Mayberry, passed away, guys like that. And there's guys along the way. But, yeah, I think you're right, man. Like the Northwest, probably the same thing. You get that underappreciated. We're really, really good fishermen. I think a lot like you grew up and the fishing wasn't as good. So you're when the fishing conditions are tough, you really excel. Kind of like the West Coast. We see gin clear water, tidal fisheries, frog flipping. So you learn how to do it all. And maybe guys just got mad at that. I don't know, but it takes them longer for sure to accept the factor from the West.
It's like the scene from Remember the Titans. Remember they made fun of the blonde quarterback from California until he Tai Chi'd somebody and then she down. Remember that?
That's a good analogy. That's a good analogy. Yeah, and I'd agree with that. I'd agree. And I mean, even as far as like changing the sport with techniques, again, it's like I feel like the sport now. When you look at a lot of these techniques, right? Look at the finesse techniques and the swim baiting techniques that are dominating, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that stuff. If the West Coast guys hadn't advanced that style of fishing, it's not around, or it takes years later to get to us.
Weren't they drop shot too?
Oh yeah, drop shot. I mean, shit. A lot of the finesse techniques,
Yeah. Definitely swim baits. Definitely drop shot. I can remember 1999. I was in high school fishing Lake Oroville Bassmaster Open, and I remember growing up. You mentioned Aaron Martins earlier. He still is my hero. I mean, you couldn't touch Aaron Martins growing up when he lived out here in California, and I remember that tournament. He was the only guy drop shot, and he blew this Bassmaster away. I mean, 12 pounds, 13 pounds a day, where 9 pounds a really big bag of these spotted bass. And right then and there, he's using a little catfish sinker. I remember learning about it the next day, going out there and going, oh my gosh, stuff like that. Really hot fire. And we had, years to kind of perfect that stuff. And, like the swim baits. I mean, Byron with the giant swim baits all the way down to now the high-tech style finesse swim baits. I mean, that really, really started out here. And, it works everywhere, of course.
It's crazy. I had a very similar experience to exactly what you just said. And my christening to the drop shot was at the 2000 Bassmaster Classic. So it was the second classic I ever fished. And
really?
Oh, yeah. And we fished out of Chicago. It was the worst attended Bassmaster Classic in history.
I blame Pat Renwick.
Blame Pat. Yes, there was probably literally on the last day, which was a Sunday.
Yeah.
They weighed in at what is it, Soldier Field, the big stadium there.
Wow, how about that?
The old stadium.
Yeah.
There was probably 70 people in the audience.
Oh my God!
It was the worst attended tournament. But anyway, it was a great tournament outside the weather because we had a straight north wind that blew 15 to 30 for 3 straight days, and they let us go. Thank God, the good old days of bass fishing when tournaments aren't delayed by rain. Thank God.
Yeah.
You know, but
everybody's trying to live forever anymore.
I know, whatever. Who lives forever? But anyway, so I remember, Cody, going, I had to go. A lot of us had to go to protected areas. I went to this lake in the Calumet River called Calumet Lake. And it was a smaller area, but Brett Height was in there. And like every day, I would see Brett catching them. And I'm fishing a shaky head and a tube and like all these things that at the time I thought were the only finesse techniques. You know, it's kind of what we learned here. You know, we didn't even call it a shaky head. We called it a jig worm. And then I'm looking at Brett, and he's in this area. He's catching them. And I'm like, finally at the end of the thing, I went over to B, and I'm like, what in the fuck were you doing, you know? It's like, drop shot. What's a drop shot? This is 2000, you know? What's a drop shot, you know? And it's so funny because, you know, it's again, this is a technique that these guys, you know, we owe them that knowledge, you know, and it's crazy. So many of those techniques came through the West Coast. Why is that? Why is that, Cody?
I think, you know, honestly, just because the different conditions. I mean, you think about the West Coast, you have Lake Shasta, Oroville, gin clear. You could see down 40 feet at times, you know, a lot of times. And so you learn how to really finesse fish, that 4-pound test. And then you go straight to Clear Lake, which is, you know, an hour away from some of that stuff, frogging, flipping, huge swim baits, punching, stuff like that. And then you go to the Delta, tidal water fisheries. And then, you know what, you go down to the desert. So there's so many different things. I think that's really why you see that. Aaron with the scrounger head, you know. I remember a guy named Gary Howe. Years ago, I was fishing a co-angler event, Bassmaster Drew Skeet Reese. And he was doing something. I remember smoking him on a drop shot. And this guy, Gary Howe, I believe he won the tournament. He was using 2 half-ounce bullet weights, big old lead bullet weights, and punching, you know, this was probably 96, 97. Just came out.
Pre-tungsten.
Pre-tungsten.
Yeah.
The Terry Scroggins of the world were doing that in Florida, keeping it real hush-hush. And I think he won that tournament. Flipping mats, big full-size brush hog, pre-tungsten, 2 half-ounce lead weights.
Wow.
Crushing them. And going, what in the heck? And he showed me, here, I'm just a co-angler. And I thought, that is the stupidest looking thing I ever saw.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he won the tournament on it. But it was stuff like that, you know, just you have to start doing that. And so I've always, you know, sometimes I'm somewhere, and where are you from? Like, California, kind of lower my hat, right? And but I am thankful for some of that stuff, the gin clear, finesse fishing, to this big swim bait, stuff like that. Really made me the angler I am today.
Yeah, I'd agree, and we do the same thing. People ask where we're from, we say Jersey, and they just keep walking. They don't even want to talk to us. You know, it's like we got BO or something. They just keep walking. Fuck them. Let me remind everybody watching right now. We've got Cody Meyer on the line right now. If you've got a question for Cody or a comment, please hit up Riz on the IMs and we'll put it through. I want to change gears a little bit, Cody, and sort of double back on just a few of the topics we talked to Kevin about. And Kevin's tough. I'll be honest with you. He's probably still listening. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Kevin's tough because his brand, his MO, is he's very PC. You know what I mean?
He's a senator, dude.
He's a senator. Yeah, and I appreciate that. Like I don't hate that. I think it's who he is, right? And he always walks that line, and he never enters the other side. And we got him tonight to dip a few times, which was awesome. He kind of crossed the line a few times, which was cool. But weird, strange is the only way I can describe the feeling right now in the fishing industry. And, you know, obviously we've had COVID, you know, there's other stuff going on in the world that's strange and weird, but the fishing industry right now is going through this strange turnover, where guys are being let go, guys are being fired, anglers are changing teams, companies like Evinrude drop off the face of the earth, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about this. What the hell is going on?
So that Evinrude thing, I'm going to rewind. So my whole career I've been there.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm doing some yard work, leave my phone inside, come back. I have 80, 100 text messages, phone calls. Dude, what happened to Evinrude? No clue. No, I didn't even hear about this until Bass Fan put it out there. So
you didn't know Evinrude didn't put out a message to its pro staff and employees. You found out through Bass Fan.
I found out through Bass Fan.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but what a bad condition to be in. He's doing yard work. He's probably got fuel on. He's got grass all over his shins, and you're in no condition to be handling that kind of news.
I should have just lit my leg on fire.
It's not like you have reading glasses on and you're sitting at the desk,
Yeah. You get all those messages and calls. You're thinking, oh my God, what happened? Something in the family. But no, just Evinrude went out of business. And, it wasn't until days later I talked to someone at Evinrude. They said, hey, we got a Zoom call, and all of a sudden within 10 minutes, laptops, cell phones, all disconnected. Basically, they said, hey, we appreciate everyone. See you later. So that was hurtful, Wow. You've been with the company that long. Yeah. You feel like you at least owe the respect of, hey, a phone call, we're going to let you go. But I think this industry right now, you're right, absolutely crazy. And if you talk to anybody in tackle sales, boat sales, they're having their best year they've ever had.
Best year.
For the most part.
Best year ever. Best year ever. Selling more tackle, selling more boats, more big outboards, more kayaks, more rods, more lines, more baits than ever before. Tackle license sales, I'm going to reiterate it, Dave, trackable, higher license sales in the last 30 years.
There are more SKUs on Tackle Warehouse that say no back order than I've ever seen before.
It's crazy.
Ever.
It's crazy. Yes, so how during a time when because of COVID things are so good in the fishing world, how in that time can things be so bad where guys are being let go, guys are being called to the plate on conflicting sponsorships, How can this be happening?
I have no idea. I mean, I was filming with Tackle Warehouse back in April, and I asked him, how has this affected you? And he said the same. Corey said the same thing.
Yeah.
We have so many, so many sales right now. It's crazy. And you're right. You talk to all of my sponsors. They can't even keep Tackle Warehouse in stock. Everyone's selling stuff. Yeah. And then I am a victim of that as well, where I'm getting let go from another brand, and because I won't switch over to some of their brands, which I'm a loyal guy. I hang my hat on that. But my fear is, like you say, I'm wondering, everyone's selling so much. Are sponsors, tackle companies thinking we don't need guys because we're selling so much? But then, this is going to come to an end, and all of a sudden, it's going to come crashing back down to reality. And, I firmly believe that you need guys like you, of course, and myself, and guys to promote this and keep it going. Yeah. But honestly, I don't have an answer for why it has changed so much, because all-time spikes in sales. Everyone, and if they don't tell you that, they probably have no idea, because everybody's selling stuff. So what a weird year. I heard some Daiwa came out with something. 4 million people were introduced to the outdoors fishing during COVID, and 1.2 million will stick with it. So that's 1.2 million guys or people in the industry that are going to buy tackle, buy all this stuff. So it just seems like a weird time to kind of get cut back. And like I say, I'm victim of one of those too.
Yeah, it's very strange. We all are. And Kevin, we didn't pry, and, we won't pry with you. Kevin admittedly was victim to it, as I was. I think all of us were somehow affected in this manner. But dude, how is this like a testament to how backwards the fishing industry is? Brian Carpenter, let me call you plate on this one, because we've mentioned this every year for the past 10 years in Like Live. pro fishing, the fishing industry is backwards.
Oh yeah, it's way backwards.
Is this testament to how backwards pro fishing is?
No, actually, I think it's right in line with corporate policy.
With corporate policy in all of them, in all the world?
Yeah, just taking advantage of a situation.
Right.
You know, here it is, a perfect excuse to cut people without valid reason and blame it on COVID, even though your sales are through the roof. But what I was, so that's why I say, but what I was thinking about, like all these new tackle sales and license sales, are they going to start putting in more lakes? I do not want to see anybody else on the goddamn lake. Screw grow fishing. Shrink it. Go golfing.
Yeah.
Luke Duncan and Lunkers TV are building lakes. I don't know.
Are they? I don't know.
I know Luke's growing a lake.
Yeah.
Growing a lake.
Growing a lake. Yeah. Well, major reservoirs are done. I mean, I don't think you can make any major reservoirs, but maybe. Can you? Maybe. Yeah, why not? I don't know. But I wanted to say that I don't get it. I think it's backwards. I think in other professions, in other sports, certainly, I think the athletes are treated better. I think they have more rights and more say. And I hate to hear some of the stuff that I'm hearing, where, guys are being called to the plate and fired and making choices that they shouldn't have to make. Unethical practice going on because at the end of the day, right, some guy real high up at Bloom Corporation, whatever it is, knows nothing about fishing. It's just a number. It's just a name. Scratch it out. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Pro staff is so important. I think we make the industry, we make the industry revolve. I mean, it all revolves around us. Riz, what do you got? Hit us up with some IMs. I know you got 1,000. Let's catch up with Cody on some of these instant messages coming through.
That's right. Dave's Lawnside wants to know, Cody, how long have you been with Daiwa, and what's your all-time favorite Daiwa product?
Dave's lawn sign?
Dave's lawn sign.
Dave's lawn sign.
Yeah. It's been 8 years, and actually the guy who is at Daiwa brought me on my longest sponsor. So really good relationship there. 8 years. I would say my all-time favorite product is a little biased here, but it's a rod I designed, Daiwa Tattoo Elite 7.4 versatile spinning rod. It's the rod I caught that giant spotted bass on. It's got a ton of fish on it, so it'd be hard for me to say anything but that. And probably Daiwa Tattoo LT spinning reel or something. I remember back in high school buying those old Advantage, some of the old Daiwa stuff has just been big for me, for sure.
Yeah, I want to jump in real quick, Riz, before you get to the next question. And I have no hatred toward any other brand, especially not Daiwa. I was with Daiwa for a while. I'm with Abu now, but I love the Daiwa stuff. And I want to answer this question, too. My favorite Daiwa stuff, I'm going to give you two, was the old original Team Daiwa branded stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember it like it was yesterday.
TD.
Dude,
TD.
I remember walking into...
I still got a green cranking rod.
You still have a green cranking rod?
I do too.
But I'm talking pre-green. I mean, I'm talking the original Team Daiwa was black and maroon.
Yeah.
Cody, listen to this shit.
With the foam hand.
Yeah, I remember walking into a Sports Authority. And I'm in high school at the time. Sports Authority. Not Dick's Sporting Goods. Sports Authority.
Wow.
Pre-Dick.
That's where you go to buy a snowboard.
I'm talking sophomore, junior, senior in high school. And I remember, it's like the Holy Grail. You go in there, and at the time they had the rods all in those movable racks, And you look at it, and you're like, shit, garbage. And then you get to the end, and the Team Daiwa shit was there. And it was like, it was fucking unreal. But I remember... Rick, they had a Rick Clunn signature Team Daiwa rod. This is how long ago I'm talking about. Clunn was fucking with Daiwa.
Wasn't that our jig rod? The 661? Was that the one we
I'm talking about his cranking rod, which was one of the first parabolic glass rods I ever saw, done right. Like Fenwick had done them before, but this one was done right, And I love that era. Second one, I'm going to say Steez. When I was with Daiwa and they had the Steez stuff, amazing. Price point was outrageous.
Brian still uses it.
Yeah, Brian still uses it. But
I'm still using some of your broken rods.
Right. The great thing about that, and I can say this. Cody can't say this, but I can say this. I'm going to just out him right now. If you're watching right now and you buy a really expensive Team Daiwa rod and you break it or one of these Tatulas or whatever, just return it. they'll send you new ones. Bry's been returning Steezes for like 20 years, and they keep sending him new Steezes. And that Steez was mine to begin with, and you keep returning them. Wasn't even yours.
Hey,
well, hold on. If you just smoke my road, you owe me rods.
I'll give you a couple rods.
Cody, I was wondering. Now they got you on the phone. Tatula, I was wondering. Is that like Tonga for you can't afford this? Move on
I have no idea. Ish, I always ask him because he's got a fake tattoo that says tattoo on his arm.
Right.
So, hey, I got a funny story. So 2009, I believe, Forest Wood Cup, my first Forest Wood Cup at Pittsburgh, Three Rivers.
Yeah.
We weigh in, Hackney wins, you get second, I got third. And I didn't see it, but I guess you broke a rod and you threw it. Well, my buddy grabbed it. Daiwa rod, and he still has that rod hanging over his mantle. And I told him, I said, at the time I was in with Daiwa, I said, you can return any Daiwa rod and get a new one for free. He goes, I don't care. That was Ike's rod.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's been my deal from day one.
Breaking and throwing rods?
Not breaking and throwing rods. I do that. But anytime I have a broken rod,
you throw it.
I give it to someone.
You throw it at someone.
Well, I don't necessarily
he
throw
gives
it.
the other end that's not in the water to somebody.
Right.
Dude.
No. Listen, serious. I'm serious.
The dry one.
No. I give it to fans. I love giving it to kids. I've given it. Dude, it's such a cool thing, for me.
Yeah, it's like getting a bat at a baseball game.
Yeah, it's a broken rod. Like, what am I going to do?
It's like a Kurt Cobain smash guitar.
Right. It's a Kurt Cobain. All right, Riz, what else you got coming through for Cody?
Well, the Wawa Hoagie lady also wants to know, Brian, are you still using Mike's old broken line?
No. As of 2 days ago, no.
You're getting real line now. Okay.
Yes.
All right, what else we got, Riz?
The Tin Cup Bottle wants to know, Cody, are there any West Coast techniques that you're holding under your hat that you might be able to reveal here on Ike Live?
Yes.
All right, and here it is, folks.
Shout out to
been
Tin
waiting for all
Cup,
night, Cody.
the truth serum.
Oh,
it's the truth serum.
How he escaped the California Border Patrol to get to Idaho.
Yeah, that's one too.
Hey, Idaho Border Patrol is actually more intense than California. I can't believe it. Yeah. There really isn't, but I do have certain worms from Japan for like Nico rig type stuff that's like 3-to-1 on bites. And so there is a couple things, but I really don't have any cool, crazy
Cody, we'll hold on while you go get them.
Let me drive back to Idaho real quick. But, there's not, I've seen stuff that guys are trying to make famous. It takes something really special right now to really catch on. Alabama rig or something that dumb. There's something out there that will kill them. Speaking of that real quick, I remember being in Pickwick, FLW Tour event, and seeing this guy in a team tournament practicing and throwing that. I'm like, oh my gosh, what on earth is he throwing? Like, come back. To the tackle shop, and I had one in my hand. I go to check out because this guy was like, dude, this thing's incredible. And he goes, it's so good. And this is a year and a half before the Alabama rig came out.
Yeah.
It's so good, you could put 5 frogs on it and catch fish. And I literally looked at him and I left it on the counter and walked out. A year and a half before that thing came out, I could have made. You imagine that?
Oh, dude, doesn't it make you sick? Because we all have those stories. I have the same story with the chatterbait.
Pete does it every year.
But I saw the chatterbait years before Brian Thrift started winning with it. Dave Brodzik, our very own Dave Brodzik, Cody, fished the Rebel buzzing frog, which was essentially the original Whopper Plopper in like the late 80s.
Late 80s.
Was it mid 80s? Early 80s.
Early 80s.
We've all had that, and you look back at it and you're like, oh.
The other one I had was the Bass Tricks. Bruce from Bass Tricks gave me the Bass Tricks, the Hollow Belly.
Yeah.
Probably a solid 2 years, and I never got onto it. And then all of a sudden, about 6 months before it really got out, we were smoking them at Clear Lake. And all of a sudden after that, it wasn't on the tour back then. So it really didn't mean anything. But it was, stuff like that, like the A-Rig or stuff you were just mentioning. If you could go back in time, it would be unbelievable. The chatterbait, think of the chatterbait. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting to look back in the annals of history in these lures, these game changers, right? If you look at it, to me, it's like every, 5 to 10 years, a game changer comes.
Yeah.
Chatterbait was the only one that had the fucking brains to patent that shit, right? To patent that. The way it attaches, the clevis, that the cletus, the clitoris,
right?
To patent that, but you look back, like you're right, dude. What about the Sluggo, the Senko, the A rig, the chat, all the the buzz and frog? Like, what if they got the patent on that? It would have been money in the bank, but they never did that. Bass tricks,
swim baits.
There's 1,000 bass tricks right now.
Yeah, the boot tail.
Yes.
Boot tail. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I know. If you could go, like, you're right though. I never thought of it like that. But the chatterbait, I mean, every single chatterbait, unless it's made in the garage, goes through Z-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, every one, some way, shape, or form.
I'll take that Senko money over that chatterbait money.
Oh, I would take the Senko money too.
That's dirty money, bro.
Yeah, I'll take that Senko
That's
money.
dirty money.
It's dirty money.
That's dirty money.
Riding dirty.
No.
It's dirty.
It's like
shout out to Gary Yamamoto and his little dog. We love you, Gary, and we love the Senkos. Ridge, you got any more coming through? Because I have something I want to switch to. What do you got?
Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead. I want to. We kind of talk about this strange world with sponsorships right now, the strange world with what the industry's gone through. I want to get your take, too, on what's going on in the tournament world, Cody, because you've been one of the guys that have fished the different leagues. You fished at FLW originally. You fished at Bass. You fished at MLF. The best way I can tell you, and I'm going to just shoot straight, Dave, it's like a shit show clusterfuck of tournament organizations right now going on. And I said it earlier with Kevin, I'm confused, right? I'm engaged in it full time, and I'm very, very confused about the leagues, the structure, the rules. I'm confused. I leave these calls like, what just happened? I'm baffled. What's your take on the changes and where the sport's going, the state of the sport?
Right. I do feel confused too on some of that stuff. Some of the calls we do have, you go, oh my gosh. But I said this last year, first league year of Bass Pro Tour. I really feel like in 5 years, everyone will be kind of where they want to be, whether that's Bassmaster, FLW, MLF. If it's you want a 5 fish limit, you want catch all you can. So many people, there's so many different views that some people hate catching all you can. And it is hard. Like, I struggle with it. I mean, still, like this year, there was times I'm just like, man, I hate this format. I do. And then there's times I absolutely love it. And then 5 fish, I fished those FLW Super tournaments this year, what we've always done. And I was thinking to myself, this honestly is kind of easier. I mean, just because there's not the noise and the stress. But I do love both. I really, really do. And I've said this, I think in 5 years, and now a couple of years from now, everyone will hopefully be where they want to be. There's no contracts of where you have to be or anything like that. It's just, hey, do you want to be here? Do you want to be there? But it is so dang confusing. There is so much hatred, right? Like, we see it all the time. Between leagues, it's crazy. Like, I just want to go out there and go catch fish, make a living, make everyone happy. But dang, dude, people hate you for fishing ML. People hate you for fishing bass. People hate you for living in California. People, so it kind of sucks, honestly, but it's a weird time. And hopefully in a couple of years, it's just all, okay, hey, you're in MLF, right on, dude. I still love you. You're still my brother. You're in Bass, we love you. Wherever you're going to be. And, like me personally, I'm going to try to fish both leagues next year. I mean, which is nuts. But Bass, FLW Tour and MLF Bass Pro Tour. And that way I can kind of get the best of both worlds. But it's, I don't know how else to say it, but it is a weird time, and everyone has their own opinion on it. And I don't know what's right or wrong right now, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a right answer. How many events is that, Cody? If you're a guy that fishes Bass Pro Tour and the ML or FLW, whatever it's called now, how many events is that?
So it's gonna be about 13, 14 events.
Wow,
it's crazy.
Dang.
It's a lot.
Wow, it's a good number. That's a good number of tournaments.
It's a good number of tournaments. The only way I can pull it off is no more sponsor drop me. No, I'm kidding. If come this summer, like I was talking to my wife Carrie, hey, how about we go like up north or wherever we're going to be and do that whole big swing together? Like the month and a half. Because if not, it just won't work for me with kids. Right. I mean, my daughter's at the age where she's brutal, but it's around 13, 14 events. We have the Major League Fishing Cups in there as well. I didn't make the championship this year. It's the first championship I ever finished 45th. So I don't have to go to that one. And Red Crest, I missed it by an ounce. So there's 2 less I have to fish, or heavy hitters missed by an ounce. But so if I do it, it's a lot. But I think it would be cool just to say I did it. Like the Ironman of the old days. I remember Ish doing it, Hype doing it. You probably are going to hate fishing come summertime, but give it a shot, man.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to enjoy Idaho until 2023.
2023.
Yeah, and hopefully everyone from California doesn't move there and make that California 2.0.
Yeah, no, we don't want them to ruin it. But it happens in other sports though. Like if you look at golf. Golf's set up in a way where those guys, if they wanted to compete in like 24 tournaments a year, they could, right? And I think in our sport, the ultimate goal would be for a guy, and it's harder as you get older, Cody. With kids, and every year that goes past, it gets harder. But how great would it be if a guy could fish all the elites, all the BPTs, all the top?
It'd be amazing.
It'd be amazing, and that's what. That's what we should be as pro anglers. That's what we should be fighting for, right? We should be fighting for
the right to earn.
The right to earn. But in essence, what you said, Cody, I think you hit it dead on the head, which is there's a lot of hatred, and the hatred stems from the top. The hatred stems from the top, and I hate it. I'm not. Again, I won't call out anybody specifically by name, but when you have guys at the top of MLF that hate bass. And you have guys at Bass, at the top of Bass. And I'm not talking about the competitors. I'm talking about the guys at the top.
The
bosses. When you have guys at MLF that hate Bass. And
you talk about the old vampires?
I'm talking about the old vampires.
Okay. The dirty old vampires?
It just trickles down. And it's a bad culture. It's a bad culture in both leagues.
So what are you saying? That people live too long these days?
I'm not necessarily saying that, but I'm saying the hatred should go away. And it was never, it was never about the anglers and the sport, and which is unfortunate. It's a very unfortunate thing. It was always about the business, right? That business, whether it's MLF or Bass or LMFAO, Party Rock in the House Tonight, the new league. It's always about the business.
At least the new league, I feel like.
I like the new league.
Two of our friends are working for it.
I know.
Get the name right, MPFL.
But listen. I think that
I like that name
I can say one thing about the new league. I don't feel like they're born out of malice. They're not born with.
Well, that would be the best thing. I would support them 1,000% if they weren't born out of malice.
I don't think they are.
We'll see how that worked out the last time.
We'll see. But again, the problem is the anglers and the sport was never put first. It was portrayed that way by some of them. Well, maybe this is another show, but the reality is it's always business first, and I don't like that because a sport is bigger than a business, right? This isn't a trucking company. This isn't this isn't a publicly traded company on Wall Street. This is a sport we're talking about, dude, with athletes and participants.
My dad says this all the time. When you have a bad tournament or it's terrible conditions, raining, snowing, he always says, remember why you started doing this, because you love it, right? Like, remember why you started tournament fishing, because you love bass fishing. So I've always tried to think like that. But man, like you say, you're right. I mean, last couple of years, there's been so much hatred, and it's terrible because at the end of the day, every one of us in every league love bass fishing. Yeah, we do. We all love it. So it needs to be more about that for sure.
I agree.
Hey, Cody, you're super successful. I'm just wondering, do you ever wish your dad might have said something else to you, though? Like, remember that scene from Step Brothers where he was like, stop being a fucking dinosaur and get a job?
Oh, yeah.
You ever wish you might have said something?
Leave it to Dave. I love that Dave always takes that other point of view. You know? Every show, Cody, every show, there are like, I don't know, no less than 24 young, hungry kids watching this show that want to be pro anglers.
Scared straight.
Dave scares half of them away every show.
Dave's guidance counselor just checked in on the message.
Yeah, there's 12 more that have left the sport of fishing for pocketball or some shit.
Sorry, Chris.
It's terrible. I'm going to give it to Riz here on the official IM, but I've been checking some of the other Ike Live social feeds, and I've got one that came through from Instagram that I have to ask you about. And this one comes from Tommy Lee, who I don't know if that's the actual Tommy Lee. It may be. Tommy Lee says, Cody, what is this? What is this nickname I keep seeing on your accounts that says Dirk Diggler?
Oh yeah,
coming from Tommy Lee. This question, Dirk Diggler.
So Tommy Lee, you know, I'm modeling my game after you with Pamela. No, I was Tommy Lee for Halloween one time. No, Dirk Diggler is fantasy football. That's my name, man. I'm Dirk Diggler.
Dirk Diggler.
Hey, and here's the funny thing. So we got a couple new guys. We do this MLF Fantasy League. James Elam, he kind of started this whole thing. So this year we have Jordan Lee, new to the stage, Alton Jones Jr., Matt Lee. He was there last year, and Jordan, Matt, and Alton go, "What is Dirk Diggler?" What? I said, "You don't know who Dirk Diggler is?"
Oh, my God.
You don't know who Dirk Diggler is? So constantly I'm sending him highlights from the movie Boogie Nights. Constantly. And I'm just trying to teach him about who John Holmes really was.
Yeah. Wow. And
teach them. They must know.
Let the boy watch.
Let the boy watch.
Let the boy watch. He must learn. There's a rapping on my door. My wife, Donna, says, "Go away." I say, "No. Let the boy watch."
So every time I win, or every week, or whatever, I'll send off a little message. You know when he figures out his name, Mark Wahlberg. There is going to be Dirk Diggler, and it comes off popping. I sent him that little emoji there, man. Dirk Diggler. There it is.
That's awesome. The name. Now, the Lee brothers surprised me. Like when you said that, I'm like, the Lee brothers don't know that.
Nope.
Alton Jr., I totally get it. And I love Alton Jr. is great. I love Alton.
Big fan.
I'm a big fan of Alton Jr.
Like him.
I get why Alton doesn't know Dirk Diggler. But the Lee brothers, come on, man. How you not know Dirk Diggler?
That was exactly where I'm at. I'm like, I get it, Alton Jr.
Dude, how do you...
Guys, they're like fucking 30 years younger.
Yeah, but
now.
it doesn't matter. He's an iconic penis in the history of the world. His penis is more famous than Byron's penis.
But like, dude, there's new penis for them to be admired. You know, like
no,
that's our generation.
Not like that penis, dude. That penis is like George Washington penis. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's got wooden teeth,
dude. That penis has got wooden teeth.
Founding father penis.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying, right?
I'll give you that.
That's founding father penis.
Blonde wig.
Right. In fact, do you know?
I had to tell. So I had to tell Jordan this. So my buddy JR, who Jordan knows, I was telling him about Jordan not knowing Dirk Diggler. He goes, "Oh my God, he doesn't know who Dirk Diggler is. He doesn't know who John's home was. You know, John Holmes, every time he got an erection, got a migraine because so much blood was going there. Tell him that, Cody." And I tell Jordan, and he goes, Are you kidding me?
But that's like 80s, dude. There's dudes now that make them guys look like a lightsaber
Yeah.
against a drinking straw.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean? Like,
but here's the thing. Again, look at it in context, though, Dave. Look at it in context.
You're right. You can only go by the era you live
got to
in.
go by the era. John Holmes was he beginning of the porn era, right? He was pre-freaking Viagra. He was any of that shit.
No selfies on the cell
No
phone.
selfie, none of that. No stupid social media. None of that shit. He lived and died by his penis and his actions, right? Okay. And on top of that, here's another one I want you to pass on to Lee Brothers. Maybe they're watching, so maybe you don't have to pass it on. And this is a true story. Brian the Carpenter, you know this one.
I know this.
In Johnny Holmes, this is true. You can look this shit up, Dave.
Google
in
it.
Johnny Holmes' will and testament. John was a pretty simple man, made a decent amount of money in his career, pretty simple man. In his will and testament, the one thing he wanted and his executors had to fulfill was he wanted his penis lopped off and put in formaldehyde. And it was. And in fact, Johnny Holmes' penis was auctioned off. And I don't know if it was like a couple years later after he passed away, but it was auctioned off and went for hundreds of thousands of dollars at the time.
I bet it went to Japan.
It may have went to Japan, but went to hundreds of thousands of dollars for the time.
Right?
Exactly where that
his
went.
cock and formaldehyde sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it's sitting on
I
somebody's
bet it
mail
went
right
to-
in Japan.
I bet it went to Japan.
It was actually the motivation for the first Necco rig.
Oh my
Perfect
gosh!
shape.
I gotta tell him that because I was googling the Dirk Diggler story and sending it to him. Right? I mean, that's how Dirk Diggler came. You know,
You're so good.
yeah, I had to come up with something good. One of my buddies was Dinkfest on there. You know, Luke Clausen is Team Clausen. I mean, how boring, right? So I had to go with Dirk Diggler, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
That was a good choice. That was a good
I didn't
choice.
know about that trophy that he did there for them.
Yeah.
For the Japanese guys.
He did.
them
That was in
Japanese-
his will and testament.
For
What are you
them
gonna?
Japanese businessmen.
You gonna have something like that in your will and testament, Dave? Like a
I just
body
wa- I
part
just-
lopped off?
I just want to. I just want to be roasted. That's all. I want you guys to all roast me. If
Just
I die.
roast it?
Yeah, I just want to be roasted.
Really?
And
Okay.
You guys can all have some of my ashes and throw them somewhere.
No,
Like
you're the
Champlain?
roast
Anywhere.
master.
Like Champlain.
No, but I'm. Yeah, there's.
You're
other
the
people-
roast master.
But there's other people you don't even know that I know they're going to show up that can bang. They're going to roast.
Ain't nobody gonna bang.
There's dudes I know.
You got some bangers?
Yeah.
All right. Riz, give us a couple more before we let Cody go. What else we got coming in on the IMs?
Cody, Gerald Swindle's used dude wipe wants to know when was the last time?
Ew. Yuck.
When was the last time you had to yell at another angler on the water for getting on your spot?
Oh gosh.
Go ahead.
It was.
Say
You know
his
what?
name.
It was this year. It was at Lake Erie, FLW Super Tournament,
Brett Chapman?
and it was a spot. Yeah, like a month ago, and I'm normally like so calm, not a yell or anything like that. I was fishing this spot, Gerald Swindle's used dude wipe, and it's catching him. This dude pulls up and goes, "Man, I got whatever he had. I don't remember the guy who he was, but I got
Brett
one
Chapman.
or two. Do you mind if I pull in here and start fishing?" And I said, "No, absolutely. Come on, man. I got to catch a limit. I need to check." Absolutely not. And it pissed me off, honestly.
Did he
So, yeah.
leave? Did he go
He
away?
did, yeah, he did. But I mean, he
Yeah.
was literally, I think he was just going to come in, man. Hey, you know what? He's catching some fish, some smallmouth. I'm going to come in there and do it. And, but that's it. Before that, honestly, it's probably been 5-6 years at least.
Well,
It's
shout out to
crazy.
Brett.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy the culture has changed a lot where that's
Oh.
become acceptable.
Wait,
you know?
has it
Yeah.
changed though? Come on, let's
Yes.
seriously. Like, has it actually changed? Have we gotten different, or is it just now
I think
we
it's gotten,
see it more?
I think it's gotten worse, and I think we
Really?
see it more. Oh, absolutely, I think it's gotten worse.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you go back to your days jumping on a boat as a co-angler with Denny Brower.
I
and
saw it there. You're right.
You're
And that
damn
was
right you saw it.
That was right. That was in the early '90s.
There was just
and I saw
no
it too.
cameras to record it.
That's
but
right.
That shit happened.
That's right. Yeah, but not. I don't think at the level that it happens now. And
Yeah.
I don't think like now we see like spectators come in. We see. I think it's broader now. I think it's broader.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's this too, right here. I think a lot of it's the phone. A A lot of it's the internet. A lot of it's, what they see.
Ish throwing Poche off the boat.
Ish throwing Poche off the boat, I think helps. Yes, definitely. Yep, that was
Thank
an aid.
you, Cody.
Riz, what else we got coming through?
Jimmy's lost call tags. Wants to know from you, Cody. How do you feel about the MLF and I lost the message here.
Oh, that's all right. Come on, Jimmy's call tag.
How do people think of these names? I need to change my name.
The names I look
It's one of the
question.
It's actually one of the best parts of the show, isn't it?
Better than the question.
Yeah.
I love it. And we've got repeat watchers somehow. This show's really bad, but somehow they keep coming back, Dave. I don't get it. I don't know why.
Wawa Hoagie Lady's been around.
Wawa Hoagie Lady's been around for like 20 years.
Yeah.
I might see her tomorrow.
You might see Wawa Hoagie's Lady tomorrow?
I might.
In a tournament or?
No, while I'm fishing, I got to get a hoagie in the
So
morning.
while we're waiting for Riz to get the question back,
Yeah.
I miss the days when, and this is just me personally, I miss the days when all the heavy hitters were in bass and there were some in FLW that you wondered if they could go over and crush in bass. That's what I miss the most.
Right.
That's when I liked the sport the most.
Yeah.
Was when it was consolidated talent.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. Again, I think, I'd have to say if you compare it to other sports, right, there's one top-tier league, and that's going to get you your maximum visibility from the world, right? So right now, in the history of our sport, we don't necessarily have that, Yeah. I think the time you're talking about, Bass reigned supreme, FLW were the guys that, badass guys that are going to come,
There were a couple that could come over and kill.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember being at Bass, and Cody, I remember, yourself, Brian Thrift, Andy Morgan. I remember looking at you guys. I'm like, oh, God, please don't come over here. You know what I mean? I remember those days.
I remember you saying that.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember those days.
that.
And, like, when they made the announcement this year, with Thrift coming in and a couple new guys coming in. Yeah, I'm like, oh, God, this sucks. Because I know, like FLW for me was never a lower tier league. No. It was just always, keep them guys over there because we got enough over here, But
there's just guys people don't know about.
Oh, yeah. Hammer. And that's the other thing, too, I think I want to stress, which is, dude, a hammer at FLW is a hammer at Bass, is a hammer at LMFAO. It doesn't matter.
I remember when Ayler came over, you were like, oh, God,
Ayler's
stay over there.
Oh,
dude.
he's too good. He's too good. Yeah. Ayler's too good. Yeah. What do you got? Oh, you got it. You found it. Okay. Riz, what do you got?
Jimmy's Lost Call Tags wants to know, will the MLF or the Big Five or whatever it's called ever bring back the Circuit Breaker series?
Oh, Circuit Breaker. Yeah.
Circuit Breaker. You know what? I don't know. Hopefully, I did that Circuit Breaker, and I love doing it. We filmed the whole dang show, the whole season, and then they just went away with it. So that was definitely brutal, but they need to. I'm not sure, know if you're familiar with that, but that was really, really fun, good time. It traveled with you everywhere, every event. It was like a journey of what happened, before YouTube really kind of came out.
Yeah, a little reality series of bass fishing, which is cool. And a lot of people, I don't think a lot of casual fans of the sport know the reality of it. So that was a good insight. All right, Cody, before we let you go, we do have one special guest. Brian Carpenter, is that what you're signaling me? We have one special guest popping on, and joining us now.
Oh, the abominable snowman.
Joining us now is Yeti. We've got Yeti joining us, Cody, tonight.
What the frig is that?
Who's Yeti?
What are you doing? Why am I even here?
Yeti!
Oh, my gosh.
Yeti,
what's going on?
Gandalf.
Dave!
It's Gandalf the Bone Smuggler. Gandalf the Bone Smuggler. Is this a trucking company?
Gandalf, are you going through a cave right now? Where are you?
Yes.
Gandalf,
I'm in a hobbit hole.
Gandalf, why do you join us tonight?
He's searching for the dwarves' gold.
I am.
What's going on? I got coerced into this. I was told there was a truck company that was taking interviews for drivers, so I zoomed in for an application. Is this the right place?
This is. All right, Gandalf, we're going to call you to the plate. Reminder, we've got Cody on the phone right now. Give us the name of the shortest professional angler in the leagues.
It's that jockey.
Kevin Worth?
Yeah, is it Kevin Worth?
Kevin Stockton.
Or you mean now, present day?
Present day.
Oh my gosh, present day the shortest?
Yes.
Oh, that guy that hangs out with the Ninja Turtles on the RIP FLW tour.
Charlie Evans?
Yes. Him. That guy.
That might be right. I was going to say John Cruz, but that might be right. We'll give you Charlie.
No, Charlie Evans is way shorter than Johnny Cruz.
Okay, it's Charlie Evans then. All right. Yeah. Gandalf, the tallest, and remember, we've got Cody on the phone, the tallest professional angler on tour.
Hey, buddy.
Cody, how tall are you?
6'4".
6'4", okay. Dang. Gandalf?
Yeah, taller than Cody. I guess
taller than everyone.
Mark Jeffries.
Mark Jeffries. No, pro angler, not Mark Jeffries.
I'm a professional broadcaster, Gandalf. Why don't you stay in your lane?
The tallest angler, taller than Cody, Andy Morgan.
Andy Morgan, okay, I'll give you that.
Cody,
is Andy taller than you?
He is by a little bit. Yes,
okay.
he is.
I knew Cody.
I didn't know Cody was a giant.
Yeah.
Cody, you're a big dude.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You're big. I want. If I'm getting in a fist fight, I want Andy Morgan and Cody Meyer on my side of the fist.
Yeah, they got the reach. Mike.
A lot of reach.
We got the reach. You know who's another one that's we're about this exact same height. I might be a little taller as Jared Littner.
Littner, big dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about Kenny?
Big dude with a big mustache.
Dirty mustache.
Yes.
How about Hervé Villachet?
JT Kenny has a gigantic head.
JT Kenny
does
have
like
a
Mickey
big
Mouse.
head.
Yeah,
It is a big head.
It's like a buffalo with like a Michael Bolton wig on.
All right, Gandalf. Gandalf. This should be an easier one. The richest pro angler on tour.
Oh, the richest pro angler? Oh, Mike Iaconelli.
No. The wealthiest pro
Mike
angler on
Iaconelli
tour.
by far.
Who?
Mike Iaconelli.
No, come on, give me the real answer.
No from his 4,000 square foot.
Get out of here. Give me the.
Yeah, I've been to your compound, bro. So besides you, Mike, I would say it'd have to be Boyd.
Boyd Duckett is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Boyd with Kevin, a close segundo, as they would say in Ireland.
Yes.
Dishonestest pro.
My wife did just mention that Skeet Reese bought his daughter a zebra. Okay, something about getting a zebra.
Wow.
That is true.
Yeah, but you could get those cheap on the black market.
Fallen.
Wait, what?
I did hear that. And let's
Hold on a second. Hold on a goddamn second.
Let's expand on this. And Cody, I'm glad you brought that up. And let me preface this by saying
this is breaking news.
I know, but let me preface this by saying I love Skeet. Skeet worked hard for everything that he's got, even though he's this show so many times.
No, this is everybody. It's not just us.
It's not just us.
It's just Skeet.
Remember when we crank called him?
Oh yeah, we crank called him. I love Skeet.
Cliff Crochet cranked him.
Yeah, Skeet's a good dude. He's got a good heart.
Wow.
But Skeet has made an intense amount of money in fishing. And good for him, because he worked for it. He's a marketing machine.
That's rad.
But he did buy his daughter a zebra, and he did buy himself a yellow Lamborghini. There are two very expensive
and
items.
Paid California taxes.
That's true. Cody, do you have a zebra or a Lamborghini?
No, I have a pet zebra, and I have a little pet Tonka truck I just bought my son. So I can afford.
Got to start somewhere.
That's right. As close as you're going to get. All right, let's go on the opposite end of the spectrum.
There it is.
You know whose answer machine that is?
That's Skeet's voicemail.
Did you call him right?
That's his answer machine. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. I hate to go this route, but I have to. So we did richest pro angler tour. Give us the poorest pro angler on tour? Pat?
Shit.
Jesus.
Poorest pro angler on tour. Oh, gosh. I'm gonna have to go.
God.
Come on, Gandalf. You know this answer.
Hey, Matt Pangrak. What?
No, he's not a pro.
No, pro angler.
Who's the poorest? Why, is this obvious and I'm missing it?
Everyone other than like Ike and Ellie, KVD, and Skeet
It's Cody Meyer.
No, Cody's doing good. Cody's got a pet zebra.
All right, we'll skip
that. We'll skip that one. All right, here's another one.
I don't know. There's a bunch of poor ones.
All right,
That's
Here's another
loaded,
one. Best balsa crankbait ever invented. And you can go back in history if you want to on this, or you could do present.
Bagley Balsa B.
Bagley Balsa B. Okay, Cody, I'm going to throw this
Undisputed.
one. I'm going to throw this one to you instead of Gandalf. Best plastic crankbait ever invented.
Oh my gosh. I would probably say I'm really into the evergreen stuff, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you, Cody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
Can I answer that too, Mike?
Yeah, go ahead, Pat.
I'm going Lucky Craft 1.5, the
It's a
original
classic.
Rick Clunn ones.
That's a classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Like, I think you cannot go wrong with the OG Rick Clunn Lucky Crafts and a Bagley Balsa B too.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
Pat, I just want to say, considering that you're a podcast guy, like that's what you do, you're a nightmare as a guest with the phone moving around.
I like it though.
Looking at the side of your cheek.
I feel like I'm in a cave.
I don't even know. I'm not even looking at the phone, man.
We can tell. We see that.
Yeah, I don't know about your ear hair or what's hanging over there.
Yeah. I just want to say you're a nightmare as a guest.
That's my ear.
I think Pat really knows the answer to the poorest. He just doesn't want to say it.
I'm Switzerland.
Yeah, he don't want to call anybody out. But the 1.5, I do want to say real quick, I think was the first plastic-bodied square bill that got it right. You know what I mean?
I agree, Mike.
I think like there was a lot of balsa baits prior to that, but they were the first ones to get the balsa look and feel and action in a plastic bait. And then, of course, a lot of people have complimented that over the years.
Yes.
But I think you're right, Pat. I think you're right.
And I'll say something that not a plug for a sponsor whatsoever, but that Fritz side. Oh my God, what an amazing crankbait! That new Fritz side flat bait.
Yep.
Wow, it's that good.
He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. When it comes to plugs, he's a smart guy.
He's caught a few.
See, I'm going Pose 200 and Rapala DT6.
DT6 and Pose 200 are good ones. Yeah. I'd put them in the top 5 for sure. All right, last one. Gandalf and Cody, this is for both of you.
Yes. Can you call me Mr. Gandalf, please?
Yes, Mr. Gandalf.
Randolph.
Thank you.
I'll give the tougher one to Gandalf.
I sat down as well.
Yes, I'll give the tougher one to Gandalf and the easier one to Cody.
Grandolph.
Okay, thank you.
The worst moment in bass fishing, pro bass fishing history. The worst
I'm going to
moment
answer this.
in
Can
pro
I give
bass
you a
fishing.
behind the scenes thing?
You could do behind the scenes. You could do at an event on TV. The worst moment in pro bass fishing.
I was at an FLW event, RIP FLW, and there was a guy that was on the stage. They brought him in for the cups, all the cups, and he said he thanked everybody for watching Bassmaster live at the Forest Wood Cup. So he was like, "You've been watching Bassmaster live all day."
Oh my God!
I know who that is.
Yeah,
give me initials. Can you give me initials?
You guys it rhymes with Hiram Swell Sticks.
Well, there goes that theory about the blood rushing to it.
Yeah.
All that extra blood going down there got to him, and he forgot where it was at.
Yeah.
All right, Cody.
It was classic, and I was in the VIP section and kind of saw some reactions. It was neat.
Wow. What did Kathy Fennell do? Did she piss herself?
Is that what that was?
I don't know.
Where are you at, Pat? In a Foot Locker? Like, what are you doing?
Did you see all those shoes?
Damn it, he's running a fucking marathon. Look at him. I can't even keep up with him. Jesus.
Running shoes.
It's unbelievable. All right, Cody, last question. Best bass fishing, best moment in bass fishing history.
All right, so I'll give you a worst and a best. So growing up, the worst to me was remembering Jim Bitter lose that bass.
Oh, yes.
Heartbreak.
I'd second that.
Heartbreak. And I think Hank Parker won. The best to me, I don't know why this jumped out in my head, but it was when Talk to Hero won the Classic.
Yes.
I remember watching that, and it was like the music they had to the TV show. He wasn't catching anything, made the run. 3 casts in a row, won it, went home. I knew it.
It was awesome.
For me, it was you when you won because you weren't going to do it no more if you didn't win.
Yeah.
You were done.
I was done. But the TO one is
that was back-to-back years, and that just highlights that was the golden.
That
era.
Was a golden era.
Shit was peaking.
That
right
was a
there.
golden era of fishing for
sure.
sure.
It was peaking right there.
It was a golden era of fishing. But what happened at top?
Kerschel's win was amazing.
Kerschel's win was amazing.
Yeah.
Kerschel's win was amazing. Gives me chills thinking about that one too. But the
Absolutely,
TO one, the way it went out, the way it went down.
Yeah.
And to see it, it was all real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially TO, like nothing was staged or predetermined, or there wasn't any.
But the storylines are so similar to yours.
Yeah.
The never give up thing, the last
keep
minute
fishing,
deal.
Keep fishing. Yep. At the very end.
The fact that you're from the Northeast and he's from Japan, and everybody in the South hates both of you.
Yeah. Everybody in the South hates both of us. Yeah.
I definitely like my Taki Hero with braces versus like.
I like, dude. The TO that I love. The TO that I love is the TO with braces.
Braces TO.
The TO.
Yeah.
Getting in that camper, not the really nice Lance pop up that he's got now. It's the other one.
Cyrus one.
Yeah, it's the one that he used to drive around, and he used to crawl up in that camper, and he had Britney Spears posters everywhere. And he would actually, every night before he went to bed, he wouldn't kiss the posters, but he would kiss his hand. So he'd kiss his fingers, and he'd kiss the fingers, and then touch the Britney Spears poster. And he'd be like, "Good night, Britney." I miss that's the TO that I love.
You know what, Cody? You might be right because I don't even say 5 pounds the way I used to.
5
say
pounds.
Everything's 5 pounder.
Yeah.
Everything.
5
pounder from here on out. Dude.
I love it.
Changed the way
the noises that came out were just.
It's like Chewbacca.
Very Chewbacca-ish, like, you know?
Yeah. Do you guys know what it was? Do you guys know what the it was in I Knew It?
I knew it.
No, the bait?
Do you know what the it was?
The bait?
Do you know what
the pattern?
it was?
He was going to win.
It was the bait or the pattern? Or the wood?
There you go.
The wood?
Hey, Pat.
It was a Dirk Diggler thing again.
Feel my heat.
Oh, Pat's on the run again.
All right, Riz.
Cops are coming. Pat's on the run.
Pat's on the run. Riz, what do you got?
The Tin Cup Bottle wants to know, Pat, are you working on becoming Santa for this year?
I'm working on what?
Are you working on becoming Santa for this Christmas?
Yes, actually, I started No Shave November way early.
Wow. Good for you.
And discovered that it's completely white.
And the Wawa Hoagie lady wants to know, are you holding on to a Tarzan swing as you're on the Zoom call?
Absolutely,
Hey,
yes.
went from like Ric Flair to Rick Springsteen. Like what?
Jesus. What the hell? Zoom changes people. This is crazy. What a great show. I had more fun in the last 30 minutes than I've had on every Ike Live for the last 3 years. So
it's good times.
This is good times.
Friday night, Tin Cup Whiskey.
Friday night. Cody, I want to thank you first of all for coming on. So good to catch up with you. I wish you a lot of success in your move, on your vacation, and of course fishing next year. Whatever league you end up fishing, one or both, wish you the best. And Gandalf, thank you for joining us. Pat, appreciate you coming on, spending some time with us. Great insight as always. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I have no idea why I was here.
Guys, we'll see you. Cody, thank you very much.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thanks,
All right,
Cody.
Cody. You're awesome.
Have a good one.
Cody.
See you, man.
Good night, guys. There you go. Wow, good choice there, Bride. To bring Gandalf in. I like that. That was an exclamation point at the end of the show.
Damn right.
Man, what a great segment with Cody. Dude, can you think of two opposite guests to have Kevin and Cody on back-to-back? Both very accomplished, right? But Kevin very guarded. You know what I mean? Cody just lets it out. I love it.
Yeah,
speaks his mind. It's
yeah,
great.
well, it's not complete opposites, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little
Yeah,
different.
this isn't
Well,
the
they're both
environment.
sponsored.
Yeah.
And they're both sponsored by Strike King. That's one similarity.
Yeah.
This ain't the environment to be talking bad about sponsors. So I think everybody's gonna be pretty guarded.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. And I'll say it live here real quick, and then we'll take a break and we'll come back. Dude, it's unbelievable. I want to send a shout out to everybody, all the fans watching tonight and listening to this podcast later down the road. Thank you for the support, because honestly,
true.
I went to a Toyota event and a Lowrance media event back to back, and I had so many people come up to me, especially at the Toyota event. Anglers come up to me, and it was such a weird meet and greet there because of COVID, right? And this is Toyota. This is corporate deal now.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a 6 foot, measured 6 foot meet and greet, right? So you know me, dude, Jersey people, Riz, you know Jersey people. Jersey people are like, bro, hugging.
Yeah.
You don't even know the dude,
Making up handshakes.
Oh,
as we
yeah,
go.
making up handshakes, the whole deal. And this was like a very structured meet and greet. But everybody that came by, signed autographs, talked to them. Dude, I'd say like 60% of them all said, I love the show. Man, I love the show. And I'm like, and I would just because I don't know what he's talking about, right? Because
You have so many shows.
there's the old City Limits, there's the Nat Geo Wild, there's the freaking
the newest thing you got going on.
yeah, the Going Ike stuff, right? They're like, I love the show. And I'm like, thanks. And I told Brian, I told you this. I'm like, I always would say to him, what show? Because I wanted to know what he was talking about. And it was Ike Live, Ike Live, Ike Live. And, dude, it blew me away. Blew me away at the Toyota event, the people watching and listening, and, I love it. I listen to it at work. I listen to it on the way to work. I listen to it on the way to tournaments. I listen to it at home. And then and this is the one that's really a compliment, is the one at the Lowrance event where you had media from inside the industry and you had, people from Lowrance and people that aren't fans, people that are in the industry. And they were reciting back to me.
Oh, my goodness.
Episodes and clips like,
dumb shit that they've said
yeah,
through the years.
yeah. Oh, my God. This. And I'm like, oh, my God. And dude, honestly, people talking about you like they knew you. People talking about Riz like they knew. You know what I mean? It's, dude.
Brian the Carpenter.
Isn't that isn't that awesome? Like that's a very good feeling, to know that they're watching. And even though Brian, in the last, we had an era with Brian where nobody's watching anymore. We're not doing enough shows. People are still watching. They still like the show. It feels good.
It's my job, though.
I know it is your
my
job. It is your job, and I appreciate that. But it does feel good. And I want to shout out everybody watching and listening right now. Here's the good news, Brian. We're going to take a break.
Yes.
We're going to come back. We're going to do a very, very quick MTB unboxing.
Yeah.
Super quick MTB unboxing.
And then we're going to throw the Zoom link up and everybody jump on.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give away. We're going to do a quick MTB unboxing. We're going to give away this amazing Ike Live gift bag, Riz. And then we're going to zoom in a couple people, and we're going to end the show. It's a great way to go out here on a Friday night. Is that cool?
Yeah, you got to roast Dave.
All right, we're going to roast it. Yeah. Your job is to roast it. If you can. That's going to be hard. You think they could roast Dave?
They could.
I don't know.
I've provided enough.
I don't know. I don't think they could do it. Hang in there with us. When we come back, we're going to be MTB unboxing and live zooming with you. We come back, more Ike Live. Hold on with us.
4.5-inch drop shot worm. Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J. Give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. I didn't always know this much about fishing. 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that Underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
There's a special place in our hearts for the tools of the trade. They're what we prep for a good day on the water. They're what we clean after a good day in the field. Flambeau's patented Z-Rust technology protects the gear of today from rust and corrosion. Z-Rust, for the performance of tomorrow. Preserve, perform, repeat.
You work hard to catch your fish. TH Marine has 2 products to ensure your fish survive. The Oxygenator injects 100% pure oxygen into your live well. That increases fish survival by 35%. For the perfect combo, add G-Juice live well treatment. It calms fish, stops bleeding, removes ammonia, and replaces slime coat. Get an Oxygenator and G-Juice and keep your fish alive.
Hey, we're back. Braz, you got it?
Yeah, I got it. Mike's going to be here in a minute. Anyway.
Yo, Mike, did you hear what did you hear what Dave's? Did you hear how Dave described Pat's? He said it looked like Pat was. Never mind.
I don't know.
Oh, where's my fucking soundboard?
No, I got it now. Welcome back to Ike Live. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. I know we are. We're having fun tonight. This is a good night, man. Having fun. We've had some great guests on the show tonight. Of course, the one and only Kevin VanDam. Great insight and catching up with Kevin. Just talked to the one and only Cody Meyer. He's out on vacation. Carved some time out for us. That was cool, man. Cool. It's great hearing from Cody. And of course, we had a special guest pop in with Gandalf. And what was he doing? He was looking for crack.
No, I said he was like, okay, he was rummaging for meth.
We had Gandalf rummaging for meth that popped on the show, which was a good thing too. That was interesting. It was very interesting. I want to remind everybody, we're going to, in just a little bit here, we're going to announce the like and share winner for the world-famous Ike Live gift bag. If you're watching over on Facebook, this is your last chance. Like and share the feed. You'll be entered in a chance to win that contest. In just a second here, Brian the Carpenter, we're going to be doing a MTB unboxing, and MTB is the presenting sponsor of the Ike Live show, and I think we are the only official live podcast that does an unboxing, so that's great. Also, shout out to the rest of the Ike Live sponsors, including Founders Beer. We've been drinking all day IPA, and what else are we drinking? Centennial? Solid Gold tonight. Also, Tin Cup Whiskey.
Oh, my goodness.
I think we're all a couple in. What an amazing drink that is. Yes. Flambeau, TH Marine, Tackle Warehouse, Hobie. Also want to thank Liquid Mayhem, Sense Important, Dr. Squatch, Tackle Warehouse, Turquito, and last but not least, Bash University. Pete, we miss you tonight.
Yeah, man.
Oh, and what's the code right now, Riz, real quick? If somebody's watching, they've heard about Bash University, they want to learn more. Isn't there a special code going on right now for BU?
There is, yeah. Use the code BULive30. That's going to get you 30 days unlimited access to over 700 videos on the Bash University TV website, all with one thing in mind, to help you catch more big bass. Also, if you'd like to sign up, if you would like to sign up annually for the Bash University TV, you can sign up now, and upon sign up, you receive a $25 shopping spree to Tackle Warehouse through a promo code. So you're going to sign up, learn how to catch the fish, and we're going to hook you up with the tackle to do it.
Oh, that's amazing. Real quick, 2 other things. TH Marine is currently celebrating their 45th anniversary in the month of October. Brian Carpenter, did you know that?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Wow, what the hell did they make 45 years ago?
Marine products.
What did they make, Dave?
I'm asking.
I'm asking you.
I don't know.
45 years ago. What they make?
A compass? They probably had a
Sextant.
compass on there. They probably had a fucking sextant, a flare gun.
Anchor?
What did you say earlier tonight, dude?
I don't know.
Cleat?
You guys talked about not having me ever on Bass shoe. I don't know. I said something about, I don't know, something about
Reading glasses and a sextant?
I said you guys were all about reading glasses and sextants on that show. I don't know what it was. They were insulting me, and I don't know. Forget how it happened.
So anyway, TH Marine, October 1st through 7th. So you have a few more days to enjoy this. 30% off all G-Force products, and they make some good ones in the G-Force. Also, Flambeau, check out the new Crank Bank and Blade Crate. They're available right now in Tackle Warehouse. A lot of few shows ago, they were still pre-order. Now they're available, Dave. So go check those out.
Right.
I wanted to. We're going to get ready to get some Zoom guests in here. Before we do that, real quick, Brian the Carpenter, we got a big shindig happening tomorrow night, and I do want to call Dave to the plate. Dave, you're going to be. Have you ever married a couple before? Have you? You've done a lot in your lifetime. You've had a lot of roles. You're pretty comfortable picking something up on the fly. Are you prepared to marry two people tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want me to do, apparently I'm not allowed to say no. Becky. And unfortunately, I have this weird thing to please people. So yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing: it could have been worse because apparently Brian told you it was like a costume thing.
I bailed his ass out. He was ready to come here and make Mel dress up in costume.
Dude, I was on Google Images figuring out how
face paint.
And Jackie Jackie, the oldest one, she can do all that really well.
Yeah.
Well, I was coming full skeletal.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can still do that. Are you thinking about doing that?
No, I'm not now.
Well, I'm saying as like like an officiant, maybe it would be cooler to do it in face paint.
It would be.
Or like at least like a hat or like a.
I'm definitely going to have a head cover. I got to go.
I think
tomorrow.
you need to look like the dude from Poltergeist. That old skeleton.
Yeah, you're all going to die guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Democratic nominee.
Was that Poltergeist? That was Poltergeist 2.
Might have been.
Nah, he was on the first one.
Was
he?
he?
Was the one knocking on the door.
Don't matter.
Yeah, he was the
I
guy.
thought it was 2.
He was giving them problems in the beginning.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, you're going to have something for me scripted that am I supposed to invent what I'm saying?
Nah, I like when you freestyle.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, man.
I wish I had COVID.
That's terrible. All right. Right. Did you want to do an unboxing real quick, or did you want to? How did you want to work?
We got a guest on.
Oh, well, let's do that first, and then we'll do the unboxing. First time on Ike Live, we've had a few first things happen tonight. Of course, Dave being an officiant is a first. We had Cody Meyer with the intro music, which was a first, which we're going to do again.
Dick Diggler.
Big hit. And now another first here on the show. We've got a live Zoom guest
from Australia
join us on Ike Live. And here's the thing. I love this. Is he from Australia?
Or New Zealand.
Okay. Well, I love this because
New Zealand, Kentucky.
This is a real guest. This is a real show. This is real talk. I'm very, very excited to try this. So
let's do it.
Here on Ike Live for the first time, we have a Zoom guest calling in.
Rich,
how you doing tonight? Welcome to Ike Live. How you doing?
Intro, my man.
On the Zoom line tonight.
Oh, sorry. I thought his name was Rich.
On the Zoom line tonight, we have a great fan of the show and friend of the show, Mr. Drunkwood Dinky.
Drunkwood!
Welcome to the show.
Drunkwood Dinky.
Drunkwood
Inky.
Yeah.
Or Buck Stronghold Gentleman Bronco.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how it goes, motherfuckers.
Wow. Yeah. 2 great names. How you doing tonight? Okay, first of all, first question. What are you drinking? What are you drinking with us tonight?
We're drinking some Four Roses Small Batch Select.
Yes. Congratulations to that. That looks good. Cheers. We're drinking Tin Cup over here.
I love the Tin Cup.
Thank you for being our first ever live Zoom guest on Ike Live. This is a big deal. This is really a big deal on the show. So I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, BTC. I don't appreciate Brian's flannel, or not Brian's flannel, Dave's flannel with the open shirt. Looks like he's from the 1990s when Nirvana died.
It is, dude.
This coming from the guy with the felt vest with no fucking t-shirt.
Yeah,
on.
but hold on.
Crocodile Gundy's gay cuck is going to tell me that my shit from the 80s.
All right, but listen, hold on. He did peg you pretty dead on, Dave. That error right there. It's very Nirvana, right?
Is. I mean, we're
Dave, your also pants are so high I can see about 5 inches your goddamn ankles.
Yeah, well, I mean,
get some taller socks, motherfucker.
Have knee-high socks on. I mean, I don't know. So, like, if my shirts, when did Indiana Jones become in style? You know what I mean?
Hey, ask your wife. She likes the whip.
Yeah.
That's amazing. One of the best scenes of Indiana Jones was it Raiders of the Lost Ark, where the big fucking giant boulders coming down at him.
Oh yeah,
it's a good scene.
He had that little kid running with him. Oh yeah,
that's a good scene. All right, now what? Give us a little bit of history on your fishing. Is it a good year for you? What's your fishing background? Give us a little bit.
Well, I actually live in Kentucky.
Okay.
So I actually caught about 15 bass today, and I sent a private message to BTC about it. You know what I caught them all on today?
Senko.
Absolutely fucking correct. Caught them all on.
Yes! Pete's
somebody goes, "What is that?" I go, "That's Cinco. We can't talk about that shit."
Oh yeah.
Now you can talk about that here.
Pete's got a boner right now. He's listening to it, of course. He's not on the show.
Yeah,
now,
where the hell is? I tell you what, I fished a lot in Kentucky. We have a lot of decent anglers. That Matthew Robertson guy is pretty good. He's got a good long hair that I would love to rub my fingers through one day. Allow me to do that. I don't know if he has that the circumcision thing, but I would love to meet Matthew Robertson. He's a good friend of mine.
All right, now this has been a theme on our show for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I've listened to the last 3 years. I have nothing to do with my life. So
sorry, I'm eating a candy bar.
Stop it.
We've been asking every guest on here, pro angler, industry person, whatever, their opinion on what's going on in the sport right now. We've had this weird time. We've got bass, Major League Fishing, new league coming. Give us yours as a casual fan, as a regular angler, regular dude. Give us your opinion on what's going on in the sport right now.
Well, I can tell you. Shit. It's tough because I watch it all. I love, for example, bass was on today.
Yeah.
MLS got a little bit boring. Unless Edward Evers would take his shirt off and throw pecans all over himself.
Pecan tips.
Yeah. As a casual observer, I hate to say it, but I think bass is kind of taking its toll this year and kind of put MLF in its place. And you see people like Prosnick and Christie and Atkins fishing everything to where they're gonna kind of flip the switch this year, and they're gonna try to qualify. And if they can't qualify, they're gonna try to get some kind of Legends exemption, like some dipshit like an Angler Year Classic, like you, Mike Manelli. So we'd love to see you switch to bass because it's more interesting. Unless that guy that owns it, what's his name, Boyd Duckett, would take his shirt off with Timmy Horton in the bedroom.
So
I've actually done a lot of work for Timmy Horton, so I don't want to talk negatively about him.
So do you predict? Is it your prediction that there's going to be a mass exodus from Major League Fishing in 2021? Or is it still a year out from that? Is it 2022?
I'm going to say you're going to see 5 guys leave this year. They're not going to go that NFL PFLF, the thing that Pete's going to supposedly fish.
Party Rock.
Allegedly.
Yeah, Party Rock.
Yeah, Party Rock. They're not. I would say 5 people leave, and then eventually some people. But you got to look at all the people that are fishing the opens right now like crazy. And let's throw Brian Latimer under the bus. He was trying to fish the Bass Opens and hasn't had a great year, but still is making more money than Dave could ever make in a lifetime. He's one of
of
those guys that
all that
he
shit's from
cannot fish a
Walmart.
pro
What are you
series. So it's going to be interesting. I like watching bass 10 times more in the MLF. Just when I'm in my in my place, just watching my things. But
yeah, and I gotta be honest and admit I've watched bass the last 3 days. I watched live. I'm interested in it. I've watched Gunnersville. It's exciting. I when I'm not competing, I like to watch it. What is it about watching bass live that's better or different than watching MLF live?
Because other than JT Kenny, everyone else is a douche. Mainly, who's the other guy? Marty Stone?
Yeah, Marty. Yeah.
Can't really, don't really like Marty Stone. Really like JT Kenny. Everyone else, that Ronnie Moore guy. I mean, I see his shirtless photos on Instagram. I try to follow him as much as I can. He's one of those guys that he loves the ladies. I think he's married, though.
He is married.
He's married.
Yeah.
She's a good girl.
Yeah, Ronnie's married.
Loves her mama. So, it's one of those, I talk to all my fishing friends here. It's bass, bass was kind of the underdog when MLF came about, and then bass with this year kind of took off, especially with Seth Fider and the Johnson brothers. That Grow guy, he's kind of okay, but he's just kind of tags along. He's long hair and everything. I guarantee that Pat Renwick jerks off to this guy.
I agree with that. That's the best thing you've said tonight,
dude. He loves those guys. I don't know what it is. It's not just Gussie. I mean, Grow. I mean, I guarantee you, I guarantee you, Pat Renwick and Grow braid each other's hairs every Saturday night.
Oh, no, they bleach each other's a-holes.
Oh, yuck.
As a bisexual man, that's okay.
But this is all true. So go ahead. It's all been vetted.
Yeah.
It's all true information.
As a fisherman, I mean, that's
not that there's anything wrong with it.
No. I think, for example, Zona today was was talking about Hackney. So is Hackney one of those guys that's going to switch over? Because you said Hackney was blowing up his phone. So, guys like Prosnick, guys like Christie, guys like Atkins may switch over. It's going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because how many people can actually use those Bass Legend exemptions?
Right. Yes.
If I was Mike Anelli, I would just retire.
Right.
I wouldn't do shit.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, right? At this stage.
I'd make all these little shits like Dave and Brian and Riz, who's selling houses or whatever the hell he's doing. Just make all the money for me.
Oh, Riz, he's on you now. Riz has his headset off, acting like he's doing something.
Riz hasn't sold a house since like '93.
Oh, I know.
Hold on, I gotta hear this.
Riz's real estate license just is like a shell corporation.
It's been revoked. His license has been revoked since COVID.
A shell corporation.
Riz unfollowed me when I called him Dick Ledbetter because he didn't.
So I'm just curious, what inspired you tonight to do you look like an Israeli doing cowboy cosplay. What actually inspired that?
To be 100% honest with you, I have a bisexual pseudonym cosplay named Buck Stronghold.
Okay.
Your gentleman Bronco. that I usually will type on Ike Live. And I created it one Halloween, and my wife's currently sleeping right now, so she lets me do this shit
Mine too.
while she's sleeping. And
shout out to
I
sleeping
just
wives.
fuck around with it. And I send Brian the Carpenter as much Kentucky bourbon as I can.
Yes, you do.
Shout out to Kentucky Bourbon.
Are all of our guests this informed? All of our viewers are this informed. This dude's dialed in.
No, this is the guy.
Oh no,
a good one.
A lot of them though.
Yeah.
And
but this one ships me whiskey.
I know, but we talked about it right before. It is amazing, Dave.
Wow.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I love these guys. I love you. I love our fans. It's great because we're having fun and these guys are having fun with us. They feel it. Dude, this is real. This ain't a bullshit.
Right.
We ain't kissing ass with nobody.
No, but if you want to send me whiskey,
right?
Just getting them DMs,
right?
Anything else you might want to send
a little precursor to getting on.
And
if
you want to drink whiskey, where the X24 studios are.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to Brian's garage.
Yes,
my garage.
Shout out to Tin Cup once again.
I will say I just started listening probably a year ago. So I started listening to like a lot of the old stuff and then caught up to the new stuff. And it is one of those to where you can just like kind of follow along and like you feel like with wah wah hoagie lady or all this other shit that goes on. Like you feel like you're a part of it. And it's like, holy shit. So I just started messaging Brian and was like, I'll send you bourbon and dick pics. And he's like, all right, I'm good.
Hey, we do what we got to do, right?
The dick pics took it over the top right there.
Hey, listen, I don't want to grout bathrooms, but I got to grout bathrooms. So
I hear you.
What's a dick pic for some bourbon?
All this from grout.
That's right.
That's right.
I grout your bathroom if you know what I mean.
All right, let me ask you this, because we are we're very like conscious of our old episodes. We critique ourselves really bad, and we
I heard the prank calls were bad.
Yeah, well, this is what I want to hear. We look back on our original episodes.
No, we don't.
Year 1 to 3, and we're like, they sucked. Give us your honest opinion. Were the early episodes as bad as we think they were, or were they okay?
The audio kind of was terrible.
He's right.
Yeah, he's right.
But the prank calls to like Bass Pro and like Skeet Reese and all that stuff were awesome.
Babe Winkleman.
Like because you could vision yourselves getting fucked up in someone's bar room, like with beer and bourbon after the show.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. You're like, I'm just getting drunk and like talking and shooting the shit. And that was the great part.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, because all that was real too. You know what I mean? Like we never went out of our way to do something. You know what I mean? It was all It was all very natural.
Yeah.
And I'm
absolutely.
I'm glad that came through. I'm glad that was that.
Yeah, it was tolerable listening to the old episodes. What's funny is, and I haven't said anything to Brian about this because I was listening to episodes. I never knew about the whole Ish and Keith Poche thing.
Wow.
Whereas one of my good friends that I fish with on a continual basis was the co-angler in those boats.
Whoa.
So can he verify that it was absolutely the worst fight in the history of those fights?
Yeah. So my buddy Mark Bell, who I fish with,
I remember that name.
With Brian. Yeah, he was in that boat, and I think he's used Ish's boat on several occasions. Was in that, and so I never knew about it until I was on the old Ike episodes. I was like, fuck Pornhub today. I'm going to listen to Ike Live.
Pornhub's down. We're going to listen to Ike Live today.
Second fiddle.
That's okay.
Second fiddle for a twiddle there, Rich.
Man.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm happy to hear that we're number 2 to Pornhub. That's pretty awesome.
That's not bad.
Dude, I can't thank you enough for coming on. This is a historic moment.
So this guy makes some artwork out of wood.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm trying to give Brian as much wood as I can that his wife allows me to. We won't post it on the internet. But I've actually, I do a lot of wood. I'm not going to promote it on here, but I do a lot of woodwork. Timmy Horton's bought a lot of it, just like he's bought goddamn pizza at a boat dock. But
Drunkwood Inky, all one
in
word.
In Kentucky, goddamn it! How many goddamn times I got to tell you it's in Kentucky, not Inky?
Wait! What is it in Kentucky?
Yeah, KY, Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Not Inky.
Goddamn it.
Oh, dude, that's the worst name ever.
It's in Kentucky.
You should change it to Dinky.
Dude, talk about a misread.
No, hold on.
Misread.
The misread was it's Drunkwood Dinky. No, it's Drunkwood Inky, not Drunkwood Dinky.
Drunkwood in Kentucky.
In Kentucky.
Yeah, guess what, bro? It's a terrible name. You do great work. It's a terrible name.
You know what? He pronounced our convenience store. He said wah-wah.
He said wah-wah.
He said wah-wah, lady.
Instead of
That's
wah-wah.
French.
That's all right.
I thought it was French for fancy gas station.
It is.
Well,
It's a gussied up gas station.
Yeah,
with a cheesesteak.
Wawa.
Wawa.
All right.
Wawa.
Inky.
With onions,
Inky
motherfucker.
stinky.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night. Yes.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
That was a historic moment right there, Dave.
Nice. That was a good
First
one,
live
man.
Zoom guest, and it was a good one.
And he attacked me immediately.
He attacked you immediately. He actually attacked a little bit of all of us, which I like. I like. How cool is it that a guy from Kentucky can be as much of a dick as we are? That's
I
great.
like that.
I like that too.
I didn't know Kentucky had it.
No, I didn't.
No, dude.
I always
they're
thought
fighters down there, dude.
I always thought it was Pennsylvania.
Nah, they're fighters down there, dude.
Wow.
Who's this goddamn motherfucker on the?
What happened?
I don't even see anybody.
Here we go.
Where's
Here we
this
go.
voice come from? All right, joining us now on Ike Live, we have our second ever, very historic moment, Ike
Is that John
Live
Cox?
Zoom guest. Look at that.
Aaron Martin.
Yes. Look at his support right there. That's awesome.
Yeah. Won this jersey in the Ike event at the dinner at the auction.
Dude, that's awesome. I didn't know you won that thing.
Leave the fog machine in the back.
Where's
I'm supposed to be getting tackle ready for tomorrow. See how that goes.
Yeah, that's my
load the
tournament
boat up,
partner
so.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
We're gonna be a
Fog
mess.
machine's going good.
I love the fog.
Yeah, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good.
All right, listen.
I got this thing off Amazon.
That's awesome. All right, I'm going to call you the plate. Here it goes. Cold front scenario tonight. Record lows tonight for this time of the year. Of course, air temperature gone down, water temperature gone down. What's going to happen to grass fish come tomorrow? Give us a play-by-play.
Me?
Yes.
Me?
I
yes,
guess,
captain of the boat.
I mean, we got low water in the morning. Maybe go out there and just try to find that one or two dumb big fish out there. Yeah, see if they'll bite. Just kind of cast as far as you can. There's always going to be one or two that don't follow the directions. So we'll see what happens.
All right, here's
other than that, most of our other stuff's we need a little bit more water. So we'll see what happens.
Here's my prediction. It's going to be a constant battle tomorrow between you wanting to stay on the grass and the flats and Brian wanting to go in the northeast.
I'm not saying nothing. I said
docks.
I said nothing last week. I'm gonna say nothing this week.
Can I predict this battle is going to happen tomorrow?
Ain't happening.
All right.
I'm not the captain. I pay the boat payments.
The biggest battle is he likes to go a lot faster and I like to fish. Like you know what he said to me last week, Mike? He's like you're going to use a troll motor to go to that dock? I was like, yeah. He wants me to start the motor to go to the docks.
Wow,
Like,
Brian,
dude,
hold on,
like,
John, because
the dock's like 40 yards away. I'll use the troll motor.
Trust me, Mike would have been on pad that 40 yards.
Dude, this is the most amazing thing I'm hearing right now. Because if you think Brian goes fast, because I watch him fish, and I'm like, I can't fucking stand it. I'm fucking burning inside. I'm like, come on, man. Let's get
right.
Dude, that's crazy.
He pulled the boat out of the water.
John
last
thinks
week.
I'm
I had
fast.
The gas motor running still, and it was down.
Yeah.
I had to fucking go back, turn the motor off, and trim it up real quick as he's pulling out. That's how fast he wanted to fish last week.
But seriously,
Yeah.
John thinks I fish fast, and I'm the slowest fisherman amongst our group.
You're pretty slow.
Nah, you want to leave before I do most of the time.
No, you want to go home before I do.
You just want to leave and get the hell home. Because you're automatically thinking about traffic.
Yeah,
and you're thinking about water and the plants.
No, he's thinking about.
And Mel's
hoagie
got
and-
dinner. Mel's got dinner ready.
A Carmen
you,
Toad.
you have all these things
what
in your
beer
mind.
he's going to match it with.
Yeah, Dominic's has a special.
Dude, that's Alfonso's always worried about. Hey, which way are you going home after the tournament? He's always worried about traffic. Get out of there.
I'll shut up on the X's and O's.
John, I love it. Keep it going.
I'm trying, man. It only goes so much.
You need some like Stevie B playing in the background.
I know. Hey, let's talk about music for a second. We talked about era of bass fishing.
Yeah.
That was the best. We heard 80s and 90s. We heard the ESPN era. Let me say something. The freestyle music era, right? Which to a lot of us here in this part of the world was like mid to late 80s through mid to late 90s. Omars, Cadiddle Hoppers, Jacoby's, Ashante, Egypt. Dude, that era was the freestyle house music, freestyle dance music. That was a great era. I want to go back.
That was a good time.
Oh, dude, that was a good time. I want to go back.
Smelling the chalk from the smoke machines.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
dude.
the chalk in the air.
IROX, Z28.
IROX Z Cavaricci's.
Anxiety, depression.
Zima. Fucking Zima. I want to go back. What a great time, dude. What a great time. Fuck. Johnny O.
We need a hot tub time machine.
Johnny O.
Susie Q.
Debbie Deb. Susie Q. Come on. Give us some more.
Oh, man. Oh,
CNC Music Factory.
CNC Music Factory. God, what a great time. What a great time to be alive.
What was that? Coro. Coro was a huge.
Coro?
That was huge, dude. Like a Spanish dude.
A Latin,
yeah. Played all that shit.
Man, what a great time.
What about like you had who were the real fat dudes? The Fat Boys. You had them with the human beatbox.
Oh, the Fat Boys.
Pretty cool to break.
That's
to break it up
old
a little
school.
bit.
Shit, now we're going. John, what were you in, like third grade?
I don't know. Was I like 83, 84?
Yeah.
Right there? Probably like 6.
Had to be. What are we looking for, Rizzo? What are we looking for in turnout for tomorrow's tournament? Give us some numbers.
I'm hoping we get like 100.
Wow, really?
Probably not.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Wow.
Who you fishing with, Riz?
Connor Cahill.
Connor's broken spinnerbait.
Yeah, Connor's broken spinnerbait. Yeah. That's who.
Mike, are you fishing tomorrow?
What's that?
Are you fishing tomorrow, Mike?
I'm not fishing tomorrow. No.
Oh.
He's got to renew his wedding vows.
I'm packing. I'm going to renew some vows. Dave's going to be the officiant, get drunk,
Yes.
and then head north and do some striper fishing.
Do I need like religious credentials, like a badge or something? Like,
Wait,
Do you have a cross or a badge?
Is there such
You need no
thing?
badges. Yeah, just bring a cross, Dave.
I at least want to be deputized.
Is
by
there
someone.
such thing?
I want some authority. I want some religious authority, dude.
Dude, listen to me.
Every dollar you send me is a black eye to Satan.
You have more authority.
That's what I'm looking for tomorrow night.
You have more authority than a lot of officiants out there.
Oh my God.
Your main authority comes in the fact that you ran security for Bradley's. Dude, you ran security for Bradley's. You can marry people.
You're right.
Come on, man.
Right. No, you're right. I got.
Johnny's looking official, dude. He's got the A-mark jersey.
Dude, that A-mark thing is awesome.
John, you got to hang that
That's
up,
awesome.
man.
No, this was in one of the baskets.
Yeah, stop sweating.
Wow.
The one on the last one on the battleship.
Wow.
Very, very cool.
That was
very cool.
Yeah, I hope we get back to the battleship Chinese auction someday.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I might have to call Aaron to the plate when we have him on the show to send us something for the studio. Send us something for here.
Yeah,
That
or
would be
just
cool.
take that from John when he's not looking.
Or that.
Yeah, he said he had thrown in a milk crate. He was not even hanging it. John, why don't you donate it to the Ike?
You want me to show you where it was?
To the Ike Live Foundation.
Yeah, I can do that.
Ike Live Foundation.
That's a whole separate thing. The Ike Live Foundation.
Yeah, donate that to the Ike Live Foundation.
Oh my God.
What is that? Like a relief fund?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah, for
confusing
hurricane
people
relief
right now.
fund.
The brands are
Hurricane
getting blurred and
Foundation.
muddied.
Bail money and
Bail money.
Yeah.
Broken boat money.
All right, let's call everybody to the plate tomorrow that's fishing tomorrow. We'll start with Brian, Riz, and we'll just keep going. Dave, you're next. Brian, top 8 for tomorrow on the Upper Chesapeake Bay.
I think.
Come on, you got to be honest. This is like live.
I think the cold front's going to affect the grass fish. The moving bite might not exactly be there. That was there 2 days ago. It might be more of a flipping bite,
right?
Whatever that flipping bait of choice is.
Yep.
And then there's always a dock bite. I think the bigger fish are out in the grass, but I don't know how much this cold front has affected them.
Right.
Because
So
I don't
you're
think they're
saying
going to bite as good tomorrow as they did 2 days ago.
Right. So you're saying you got to slow down.
You might have to.
Okay.
Might
Riz,
have to.
top 8 for tomorrow on the flats.
He's going to lie.
Don't lie, Riz.
Not gonna lie.
Be honest.
It's the second
He's
cold.
not gonna lie.
Second cold snap of the year. This isn't the first one. The first cold snap of the year was 2 weeks ago, and so this is the second one. Right? It's going to affect things. It's going to get things moving forward, and we're pretty much going to catch the shit out of them on moving baits.
Moving baits. All right, John. John, give it to us.
I second that. I don't think those fish really know. I don't think they all read. So I think you're going to go out there and it's going to be fucking mayhem in the morning, and then the rest of the day is going to be slow.
Early bite with moving baits.
Well, I mean, early bite's going to be like where you get your big ones.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be like a 2-hour lull, and then it's going to be hammer time again.
Okay. Dave,
Just
if you were fishing
tomorrow, I'm hoping that the two teams I'm watching, Gloucester and Bordentown, both run 5-man fronts because we have an amazing 28 toss that we're going to we play both of them the next couple of weeks. So I'm going and recon an 11 and 12-year-old football tomorrow. Because we play on Sunday.
Wow.
And the next 2 weeks, we got each team.
Nice.
We're hoping for a 5-man front.
Cool. Good.
You guys got a good hype guy, Dave?
What's that?
You guys got a good hype man? Get the team fired
Who's your
up?
Flavor Flav?
We don't have any hype man, nah.
Come on. You got us.
We don't really have
we
a
got
hype
the
man.
team
We
captains.
we
At that
can
age,
bang.
there's always a team captain.
Nah, we really don't. We got a solid team, man.
Cool. I'll jump in real quick and say that I like the dual pattern tomorrow on the bay. I like the dual pattern. I like fishing grass and I like fishing the hard stuff in one of the creeks. I would fish both. I'd be out in the grass, and I would fish power baits first, right off the giddy. It's your best chance early, first thing. Start on your best spot on the flats. That's always the rule. I'd power fish that, but I'd also slow down. When I got in those key sections, I'd slow down with a Texas rig. But then when that bite started to wane, I would head right into the northeast, and I would flip the rest of the day. There you have it.
That's it. That's the deal.
There you have it. All right, let's call Mike. Let's
now everyone knows. So
yeah,
there you have it.
Now everyone knows, Mike.
All right. I agree.
Let's unbox a box.
Let's do an unbox.
Yeah, and let's get the fog out of here.
Mm-hmm.
John,
I'll get some more fog going.
John, play some music in the fog machine while we unbox some Mr.
There's some fog. Want me to set the camera up different?
Yeah. Yeah, you do that. We'll do this.
All right.
All right. Like that.
I need
There's
a
this.
sharp
I'll get some
object.
music going.
Hold on, Dave, you got a knife or
No, I
something?
don't
What
have
do
a
you
knife or a key. Let me go get.
Hold on, I got a pen right here. All right, that's good. All right. All right, everybody. This is the official MTB unboxing. Of course, this is the only live podcast that does an unboxing. We just broke the seal right there, and this is the first time ever we're doing an unboxing to fog and 80s and 90s music, freestyle music. Yes. Going to open this box. I'm going to pick something out. Dave, of course, I'm going to pass it to you.
Thank you.
And one of the keys to the MTB mystery tackle box, this is the Pro Box. And Brian and Carmen always say this, and I want to get a little zoom in of this one, is the great
Riz knows this dance.
This brings back nothing but like the feeling of
Omar's
being incomplete and insecure.
So much rejection.
Seeing that girl that makes your heart stop beating, and
and you got nothing for it.
Nothing, dude.
big hair and rejection is what this brings
Big
back.
hair and
All right, big hair and rejection. All right, I'm going to start. Brian and Carmen, I'm going to start right here. I love MTB because it puts in your hands baits and lures that you would not normally use. Riz, you know this. I said it before. Yep. What I've got here, I can't even describe it, but the best way I can describe it is it's a swim jig with a little wire-like form on the bottom of the head with a blade. So it's a bladed swim jig. This is by it's a J. Proz series. Is that Prosnick? Is that J. Proz's Prosnick? I don't know. J. Proz series by VanDam. I think it is.
VanDam.
This is a Prosnick. Yep, there's Prosnick's face right there, holding a blue trophy.
Yeah, there it is.
It's a swim jig with a blade. It's got a bluegill skirt. Here's the other thing I want to add before I go to Dave. It's 1 ounce. Dude,
What?
you could slow roll this out in deep water. Dude, the heavier the bait, the more control you have of it. I like this thing. This is a real cool. This is a hybrid bait.
Remember how hard
Look at
it used to be to find 3/4 and 1 ounce?
Oh, yeah.
Riz, you don't know. It used to be impossible to find.
Hard to find heavy stuff. Yeah, I want to open this. This looks badass. All right, Dave, what do you got?
I'm not going with the big sexy baits. I am going with an excavator stand-up shaky head.
Nice.
That in terms of like having a shaky head in grass, I think when I pass this around, guys are going to agree. I like the shape of the head.
Ooh.
Where we're not going to get grass.
I like that.
In front of it.
Looks like it's got a good hook on it, too. Oh, it's got a 4-aught.
Yeah,
it's got a 4-aught on it.
Thick, heavy hook.
Nice.
Riz, here you go, buddy.
Ooh.
You can throw it out with heavier line.
Wow, dude. Oh, my God.
Dang, dude.
Get that deep.
That's neat.
Deep, dude. Deep. Get that shit deep.
Bluegill.
All right, Riz, what do we got? We got fog. We got blue fog smoking up. Hold on a second. I gotta see that again.
Hold on, Johnny. Do that again.
Let me see that.
Valdez, what were you drinking?
It's Rocky Gatorade.
Yes.
It's moonshine. Shine and fog.
When this song would play, this is when the circle would form, and Mike would get out in the middle, and everyone watching breakdance, dude. That's what this reminds me of, bro.
The circle.
Yeah, circle.
Yep. The circle.
And then all your like scrubby underlings that weren't as good as you.
The posse.
And me and Brian would be standing in the back as far as possible.
Scrubby underlings.
So we don't accidentally get put in the middle of it.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Caution.
No.
Caution.
No, my ass ain't got that moves.
Riz, what do you got at MTB?
Like a murderer.
I got a Biospawn Exopod. It's a where's the camera here? It's a little flipping bait, or it could be used as a trailer. Looks a lot like the rage style baits.
Yep. Here's the thing with that one right there. Show that again. If I call click click, I saw Seth Fighter flipping this the last 3 days.
Yeah.
So great little look at the bait that Seth was fishing.
Yep.
There you have it. Biospawn. Brian the Carpenter, what do you got there?
I got this Biospawn bait Exopod. Oh, wait. Hold on a second.
You too?
What? Oh, hold on a second. It's a Lunker Hunt Square Bill.
I saw that one.
Ooh.
I like the color on that.
Yeah, the
Lunker Hunt
color
Square
looks
Bill.
right, dude.
Char with a black back.
Yeah, I'm not a Lunker Hunt fan necessarily, but that
Usually
Square
they
Bill
get
looks,
you.
that
The Lunker
Square
Hunt
Bill
guys.
looks
Does look
right.
good.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
That looks really
Rizzo,
good.
you got to see this deal. Because you know that other deal that we've been doing?
Yeah, that's right, too.
You got to see this deal in relation to that other deal we've been doing.
You guys ever seen this one?
Oh, what's that?
Whoa.
What's that?
Oh,
Weston.
French tickler.
Rest.
Yeah, it's the Weston friggin' version of the Whopper Popper.
Ooh.
It's in the package.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yep.
What do you got, Rich?
Ooh.
Hold on, John. Still.
It's that yammy jammy.
Oh, is this an underspin? I need that for tomorrow.
Underspin swim jig.
If you're using that by tomorrow, you guys should just follow me to the sandwich store. Yeah, that ain't working out there.
Holy shit, dude.
That's somewhere else.
Ounce?
That's a big one. All right, that was the awesome, amazing MTB unboxing that we do here on Ike Live, of course,
love
every
it.
show.
Super fantastic.
Some great baits there. Again, just a great testament to
That's
what
the
you get
bait.
every month in an MTB Pro Box.
Imagine if we had this when we were kids, though. Like,
Oh, dude, I would love it.
Yeah, that's
Kidding me?
on the Christmas list.
Jeez Louise, that would be the shit. Brian, what I want to say on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the most successful, I'm giving this one a 9 something. 9 point something.
I would say you're drunk.
No, I'm serious. You don't think it was a good show?
KBD, Cody Meyer.
Yeah, I think it was great, man.
No, it was a good show.
It's outstanding.
No, this was a good one, dude. This was a really good one. In addition,
Oh, wait.
message board
Did you
was-
know?
was
Hold on.
fucked up
Before we exit out, do you know Dave Brozick is now a coach?
No.
What?
Officially?
I'm helping my son's football team. I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
Dude, I saw
cool.
Brad slave driving his kid run up and down the hill at Audubon Lake the other day. I was sitting in my
Hey, hill
car,
sprints,
taking
man.
some
Hill
calls,
sprints is
doing
the
some
best
emails.
football exercise there is, man.
All I hear is, you think I have time for you to sit behind me 10 feet? Let's go. We got to get up here.
Yeah, he's
like,
lollygagging behind me, dude.
Yeah, it's like,
Damn, John, you're supposed to air my fucking child abuse out, man. I start talking about your rampant drug use on the show.
Alleged.
shit, you ever see Stockless Garage is like Spencer's Gifts? You see that?
He's right, though. That did happen.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And JV, I'll see you in the morning, brother.
Yeah, man. Will you meet me at the ramp? We'll do that whole thing again, or?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Let me know. Either that or Belmar or Wawa Hoagie Lady.
All right, I see her. She still works there.
Maybe we need to
You guys know
revisit
the
her
story
in
of
the
that,
morning.
right?
What time?
I don't know. I think the sun comes up at 6:40.
All right, so Wawa Hoagie Lady at like 5:15.
Yep.
All right, see you there, buddy.
All right, man.
All right, later.
Thanks.
Later,
Good
John.
time.
Yo, Valdez.
Dude, that was awesome. That was awesome. I liked it. I liked the Zoom. We tried it. That was our first little attempt at the Zoom lives.
Yeah, we're doing more of that.
It was good.
I want to talk to the people.
We need to do more of that.
Keep it on.
Yeah, he's still there.
That's always the best when
Is this still on? Dude, how cool would it be at the fog? If we could get the fog to come through live. Look at that. Look at that.
Dragon worm.
Oh, dragon worm. Holy hell. Dude, what the fuck? It's like a fucking artifact. Look at that thing. It's like a dinosaur.
Dude, the last couple of ones I got left, I got like 6 in there.
That's eBay shit
like
right
a
there.
Shroud of Turin.
Oh, my God.
I'll see you guys got to hang up on me. I'm not hang up.
Yeah. I'd say that made me realize, though, we're missing out. We don't have a fog machine on
She
right
scored
here.
the only goal tonight at field hockey.
All right, woo!
Wow.
Woo!
They haven't scored Old Delsey in 3 years.
Good job,
Yes.
Deanna.
What title?
We're missing out here without a fog machine.
Okay, look.
Fog machine's key. We're missing out without a
That's a
fog
cheap
machine.
one. Dude, the good fog lays low. It like makes a cloud. This is the cheap fog stuff. So get the good stuff.
That's the cancer fog.
Yeah. Well, you see how it's like actually smoky? That's how you know it's a cheap shit. The good stuff lays low. It actually looks like a cloud on the ground.
We got to get that.
That's what you see. That's what you see at like weddings and stuff. The good weddings.
The good wedding.
We need that tomorrow.
All right, Johnny.
All right, man. Hang up on me. I don't know how to do it.
That's awesome.
So I still have about 12 hours for something horrible to happen to me.
Say what? What the frig?
What?
Because I was told to MC the wedding and wreck this thing they do every year. That's a lot of pressure, Brian.
No, it's not a lot of pressure. No, it's the easiest thing in the world. It should be funny. It should be funny. And it should be relatively short. It doesn't have to be long.
All right.
You know.
Is Becky's dad going to be there?
No.
That's a really good question.
Becky's dad will not be there.
Ah, man.
No disrespect, but it definitely changes the vibe.
No, you could have fun. You could have fun with it.
No, but
fair game.
I would have had more fun. All right.
All
right.
Yeah. Dude, what a great show. All right, Riz, we got one last housekeeping thing to do, and then we're going to put this show to bed. It was an amazing show. Want to thank everybody for watching over on Facebook. Thank you for liking and sharing the feed. Riz, we're going to pick a winner for the amazing world-famous Like Life gift bag. What do we got?
We sure are. Thanks to everybody who watched tonight, liked and shared the feed. Outstanding numbers across the board.
Yes.
And tonight's winner is Mr. Ben Kelly. Congratulations,
Woo! Ben Kelly! 2 first names, Ben Kelly.
You are the winner of the Ike Live gift bag.
Wow, there you have it, Ben Kelly.
I wonder what Ben Kelly does. What's Benny Kelly do?
Did we know a Kelly? We knew a Kelly.
Yeah, John Kelly.
Tim Kelly.
Tim Kelly?
Tim Kelly.
We knew Rusty
Tim and
Scully.
Terry
We knew
Kelly.
Rusty Scully.
Rusty Scully?
Yeah.
Did we know a Kelly, though?
Nah.
No. We did. No.
Huh.
Maybe we didn't.
Hold on.
What's his name again? Tom Kelly?
Ron Kelly.
Ron Kelly.
Ron Kelly. Congratulations on winning the Ike Live gift bag. I know you're going to love it. Dude, what a great show. I want to thank our guest for coming on tonight, Brian Carpenter. Of course,
Kevin.
Mr. Kevin VanDam joining us in the first segment. What a great guest. Followed by an even better guest with Cody Meyer. That was awesome. Hearing from Cody, catching up with him.
We didn't pay any homage to that fish he caught, man.
That giant spot?
Wasn't even mentioned, was it?
No. Well, he mentioned it. It was a giant. It was a giant. Also want to thank Pat Renwick for making a little pop in. That was nice. Gandalf was a nice appearance tonight, Brian Carpenter. And last but not least, we had amazing 2 Zoom guests, especially Johnny was nice to come on at the end there. I liked it. The A-Mart jersey was awesome.
That was sick.
Dude, what a cool little touch with everything that's going on with Aaron.
John was going to – I knew that was going to come back to haunt me when he heard me and my son talking to each other.
I think you aired him out a little worse.
It's like video cameras are everywhere. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you for tuning in tonight. It was a great Friday night. We got another show coming up for you, Brian DeCarpenter, in a few weeks.
And shout out to Drunkwood
in Kentucky.
Inky.
Yeah.
Drunkwood Inky.
It's definitely Drunkwood Inky.
Drunkwood Inky in Kentucky. Thank you for being our first official Zoom guest.
Yeah, it was a blast.
It was a blast. Awesome show.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody. Look at social media for the next show, Brian. We'll have it posted soon. It's going to be in like 2 or 3 weeks. It'll be a remote show.
So you'll be remote.
I'll be remote. You guys will be here. I hope you destroyed the whole fucking place.
Shout out to Pete Glusick for
big party.
Yeah, bringing girls, music, everything. It'll be awesome.
Unfortunately, Mike, all your friends are old.
We'll form a circle.
Dude, what a good show. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. Have a great weekend. Good night.
I got an outro.
Bye. You do? Sanford Son?
Nah, dude, this is better.
Womp, 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 womp.
This is for Tin Cup Whiskey.
Fuck, play.
Is that Sanford Son?
This is in respect to Tin Cup.
I can't hear it.
Motherfucker, you fat bitch. You should go talk to her and tell her you're sorry.
Oh.
What?
That wasn't it.
Was that Lamont?
Nah, dude. Harlem Nights.
Oh.
Benny, why'd you put this orange juice in the refrigerator with just a swallow left in the container?
This is it.
Oh, but now we're back to us.
Stop talking.
All right.
I gotta see it.
God damn
I don't want to see it.
Hold on, we're gonna play it. So much quality here.
Stand by, people.
Benny, why'd you put this orange juice in the refrigerator with just a swallow left in the container? Bear, why'd you leave me the hell alone? That don't make no sense. You should have just finished it. Don't put it back in the refrigerator with just a swallow in the container. I get my mouth all set for some orange juice, and it's just a swallow in the container. Well, swallow it and shut the fuck up. You lying motherfucker. You fat bitch. You should go talk to her and tell her you're sorry. Fat bitch.
They had a parrot that would repeat stuff. Dude, that's Harlem Nights.
Was that Eddie Murphy?
Good night.
Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy.